Yeah.
That's my thing.
TM.
We're now.
So you're one of those people that says meow instead of now?
No.
Oh. I thought that was your thing.
Oh my God.
No, wrong thing.
Oh.
You,
Come on, guys. Get your thing straight.
Yeah.
No, my thing is straight.
Gross.
Got a little curve to it, but
Gross.
still
Hi,
works.
Internet.
Are we live streaming?
Hey, when did we start?
Before all that.
Good.
All right.
All right. Hashtag hey guys.
My new thing. Stealth start. So they're saying dumb shit.
I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be
Yeah,
either,
man.
ladies.
You got to lean into it. You got to lean into that stupid shit.
Who's going to tell people where to go to watch it?
Oh, jeez.
The Internet.
Yep.
The Internet.
My goodness. The internet.
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 I have heard of that.
I hear they got that on computers now.
Do they?
No.
No, they left
No.
computers. It's on phones now.
No.
Moron.
Wonders
Duh.
never cease.
Phones. I'll put it on the Book of Faces.
That sounds fun.
It's so weird actually being able to open up more than one tab without the computer crashing.
This is so weird.
I know.
We doing Travolta again?
Yeah.
Or the impression of Travolta.
Not actual Travolta,
Yeah.
because he only did that for like 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are you ready?
I put Dolph Returns, as do we.
Clever. Solid.
I don't care.
Dead solid. Perfect. right
Solid.
Now, let's spend some time thinking up a good one to put in before we post it. How about you're reading this, so Scorpion over to our podcast.
God, I hate you.
I mean,
Is that better, Chuck?
there. Yeah, that was good. I liked it.
You
I
just
think it'll be a hit.
read this, so Scorpion over to our live stream.
Lettuce, soup, rice.
No. Please don't bring back the memory of that place. It
We should have gone and ate there. If we hadn't just eaten, we should have gone there.
was a salad
Where?
bar.
Oh, what?
I
Super
had
salad?
soup, motherfucker. Are you dissing the soup?
What?
Are you,
Who doesn't like soup?
Yeah.
What kind of asshole doesn't like soup?
Are you assuaging the power
I'm
of
just
soup?
saying, if you have to name your restaurant with a pun, your food probably isn't very good. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Wow.
are you?
Yeah.
Strong words.
Yeah.
Prove Chuck wrong. Should be hard.
Wow.
did you say stomp the yard?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Prove me wrong by stomping the yard. See
Yes.
if I care. This is
Yes,
whatever you want to
Also
do.
stomp the yard
Okay.
for that too. Because that's the thing.
Who's typing up that dumb shit to put on Twitter?
Me.
You
Okay.
can copy and paste if you want.
Nah.
Nah. He's got to put his own voice on it.
You're goddamn right.
What are we copying and pasting? Oh, from the other thing. Hey!
Is the cat freaking out again? What's up with that? What's up with that, cat? Jeez. Get
Jeez.
a room.
Nobody asked you.
Get a room.
Yeah, cat. Get a room.
Get a cat room. Room of the cats.
A sleeve of Dolph balls. Come on now.
Sleeve of Dolph balls.
Did you write that, Chuck?
No.
Did you write that, BJ?
Yes.
Good job.
Oh, you.
That was a good one.
Oh,
I like it.
y'all.
I went over the top there.
You got to take it over the top.
My cock?
I remember that guy.
Chuck.
What you doing, Chuckles?
You look all sad. Why so sad?
Not. I'm ready to go.
All right, let's do this. Everybody ready?
Right podcast.
Everybody
Podcast.
ready to make podcast? Let's make that podcast. What do you think? Everyone agree with that?
Yeah.
Is that the course of action?
Yeah, it's all right.
Where are we?
Is it?
Yes. Make podcast? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Someone clap. Single time, please.
Oh,
One clap, silly.
we're in.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
Episode 232.
Yeah, it's a podcast
I know, right?
Sounds about right.
with numbers.
So, I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. We come in here and talk about it for the first half. And then good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies, they get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Yeah.
Huzzah. And the bad movies. And stay away, they get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags. And douchebags after Twilight.
Just a giant flaming bag of poop.
Poop sack, it indeed.
Poop sack.
So, kind of random movie.
Yeah, no, it tied
No?
in.
Oh, to what? Life?
2 weeks ago, we watched the Power Rangers movie.
Yep.
Did the research and found out that
okay.
the guy who wrote Power Rangers wrote this week's movie.
Right. Red Scorpion,
Yeah.
1988, starring the man, the myth, the legend, Dolph Lundgren.
I have wanted to watch Red Scorpion for so long.
Well, now you have.
I have.
So let's get the plot summary out of the way.
Okay.
Talk more about that experience of watching Red Scorpion. A Russian KGB agent is sent to Africa to kill an anti-communist black revolutionary. However, he has a change of heart when he sees how the Russians and their Cuban allies are killing and repressing the locals. So he switches sides and helps the rebels.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, let's take a break.
He helps them out.
He does.
He gives them good advice.
That they just did.
He drives their kids to school.
Hashtag,
when they,
hey guys.
So,
He hands them a shawl when they get cold.
There was only one set of footprints.
That's
That was when Dolph was
carrying you through the desert on a machine gun.
Directed by BMFcast alum.
yep.
Director of a big
Joe
favorite of ours,
Zito?
Invasion USA, Joseph Zito.
Joseph Zito.
Joey Z.
And financed by huge douchebag Jack Abramoff.
Yeah.
Who also helped write the story.
Yeah. It's
Also
was his
written
vision.
by huge douchebag Jack Abramoff.
Yeah. So, it's got some history.
It does, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it
also
does.
has a sequel that has absolutely nothing to do with this one.
Correct.
That's the best kind of sequel.
So
Yeah.
don't bother with that one, apparently.
Nah, but it has Michael Ironside in it, so you kind of do have to bother
Ooh.
with it.
But yeah, they had one guy they were kind of hoping was.
Yeah.
Like they got a guy, I think it was one of those cases where it was like, can we get Michael Ironside? And then they couldn't. So like, can we get a guy that looks kind of like Michael Ironside?
Yes.
And so they-
yes, we can.
They said yes.
Yep.
And we'll blow that fucker's arm off later.
We have just the guy for you.
Spoilers.
Yes.
This guy's just itching to get his arm blown off.
Yep. Some movie. How's it open? Oh, it opens in the war room.
Yes.
And
A
I don't
very
know.
long PowerPoint presentation.
Pretty much, yeah. And they call in Dolph, who says nothing. And
Yep.
as he's introduced to everybody in the room, and introduced to a Cuban general, and
The jovial Cuban general.
Yeah.
offers him a cigar. And he's like,
He's like, ha, touch me, my friend. You are Dolph. I am Cuban.
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just backstory of like what's going on with these rebels in this shithole country that I don't know why they want, but they do.
They want it real bad.
Yeah,
And there's nothing of value there.
that we know of. They never
There's
explain
dirt.
any reason for them being there.
Yeah,
Lots
but we're
of
not.
dirt.
It's not Waterworld yet. We don't need the dirt. The dirt is worthless right
We
now.
have plenty of dirt.
Yeah,
Just land, man.
dirt's everywhere.
They know Waterworld's coming.
The
So they
Russians
need
are
dirt.
clued in on that.
Right.
I can't figure out what the strategic value of this place is.
No idea.
And they don't bother to explain it that I know of.
Nope. It was just the Russians were assholes.
Yep.
Fuck.
So yeah, here's this guy. He's beloved / feared by everybody. Powerful, radical rebellion guy.
Yeah.
You should get him.
Right. Because he might rise up.
Yeah. So Dolph goes to camp. A camp.
I love that movie. Dolph Goes to Camp.
Goes to camp. He goes to a military camp and starts to pretend that he's getting drunk.
Yes.
He does everything with vodka for a while except for drink it, and I guess he never really drinks very much of it.
No, as a matter of fact, I don't think he ever actually swallowed it.
I think when they actually walked in and were looking straight in the face, I think he drank
Yeah.
a little, but yeah.
Okay.
A couple swigs.
Yeah. First off, he pours about half the bottle down the sink. It looks like he's been drinking for a while. Then he gargles with it, and then he puts some on his hair, And then he puts them on kind of like aftershave, I guess, so he just smell like he'd been
Reek of vodka.
Yeah, the smelliest of all alcohols, which is no, it's not.
Yeah.
That's why people drink it at work, because it's the one that really doesn't get on your breath that bad
Yeah.
compared to all the other ones. Anyway,
It has a
Pro
scent.
tip.
yeah.
Hey, kids.
But
Gonna drink at work.
yeah, just say, there you
Vodka's
go.
your man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Don't forget who told you.
yeah,
Not me.
He stumbles into the actual bar, gets a little bit of a record scratch as he walks in and belches.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of kicks the door open.
Yeah. But that doesn't stop anybody. They're just like, ah.
Well, thank God he did, because whatever the hell they were listening to,
Ugh.
just
The shrieking tones
Yeah.
of whatever the fuck.
I think it was like a Yoko Ono album or something. I don't know.
Played backwards.
Yeah. It's
And on
it's pretty
45,
bad.
and it was a
But
30.
at least when he burped, he briefly did a record scratch stop,
Right.
Which stopped the music, but everybody else was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of starts walking up to people picking fights. He's
Well,
like,
he kicks one guy out of the way, and that guy flies across the room. I mean, he's got superhuman powers already. And yeah, he just makes his way through the room and is just like, hey, you looking at me? Punch.
well, yeah, he goes on to one guy like, oh, you're check.
Yeah.
Well, check this out. And punch you in the face.
Right. And then that guy's like, hey, you broke my nose. And he's
Yeah.
like, hey, too bad. Punch again. And the bartender's like, hey, you can't do that in here. And so bartender gets punched as well. And everyone's just like, well, I guess this happens here.
Yeah, and he just eventually grabs somebody's gun.
Yeah, because he's walking back out and just picking up people by the face
Yeah.
and throwing them out of the way. And like guards come in with guns, and he's just like, oh, thanks, a gun. Takes the gun and just starts spraying bullets, not Punisher style, sadly, but
Pretty close. It lasts longer than it should.
Yeah.
For the one magazine in the gun there.
yeah, he empties that.
Or the clip. I don't know.
He does empty the clip.
Yes, he does. And then two more guards come in, also with guns. And we thought he was just going to be like, hey, thanks, more guns.
Well, they said, I think they come in and they're like, have you lost your mind? He's like, no, I just ran out of bullets.
Yeah.
Oh, Dolph.
And they're like, come on,
Yeah.
you,
Going to jail.
Dolph jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at this point, I wasn't sure. It wasn't clear to me if, like, only his superiors knew about his mission or if these guys were kind of in on it.
Well, they didn't really make it clear that was his plan or this is what was happening. It's just
No, they
kind
just
of
told him to go do
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he shows up in camp and
Came up with the idea.
Well, they sent him there under the pretense that he was a military advisor. So I don't think anyone at the camp had any idea that, because otherwise he could have just said, put me in jail so I can infiltrate this thing.
Right.
So he had to do this ruse to make everyone think this. Because his goal is to get into the jail cell where they're holding this guy who's the buddy of the real guy.
Yeah, he's
That-
like the right-hand man.
Yeah. So that's just his goal, to get thrown in the jail where that guy is. And
Which he does.
And they do. And he's just like, well,
Yeah, and
I'm
Brian
not drunk at
James
all.
is the one who arrests him and throws him in
Yeah.
there
Brian James
with a Russian accent.
doing a Russian accent, not giving you what you want from Brian James.
No.
Sadly.
Mostly not, no.
Yeah.
But yes, Kintosh is the guy that's in the jail cell.
Mm-hmm.
And also, right before Dolph is thrown in, and then shortly after, that's when Emmett Walsh is thrown in,
Yes.
American journalist, who's just
Dewey.
raising holy hell
Oh, yeah.
about being thrown in this jail, about, you better give me my tapes back, I'm a journalist, America, commie bastard, fucker, shit
Fuck
balls.
all of you.
Yeah.
Fuckity fuck.
Yep,
Does every scene he's in, does he swear?
I believe so.
Okay.
pretty much.
Yes. Because, yeah, then, I mean, he's immediately like, oh, my friend is here. Hello, good friend. And then he just looks over and sees Dolph, and he's just like,
Good damn
you
fucking
son of a bitch, Russian. I'm American, and these colors don't run in dirt. And Dolph,
yes, dirt. That's how he punctuates.
He is like Tex in Robot Jocks. Where he's just like, you goddamn Russian, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is that trash doing in here?
yeah. Man, he hates him. Just right off the bat. Just,
Oh.
look at this son of a bitch.
Listen, it's 1988, and he's American.
I know. Hey, I know.
Dolph is Russian,
He's-
at least in this movie.
Yes.
So
Fuck that guy.
it's a given, man.
I know. He's pissed.
Cold War. Nostalgia.
Yeah. So he's basically like,
Those were the days.
yeah. He's like, you just sit over there, you damn dirty Russian, and I'm going to talk to my friend. Don't you listen.
Yeah. You stay on your side, I'll stay on mine.
Yeah.
Don't
It's
breathe
like-
in my air. Nah.
Now
And
before
the thing is, this is Emmett Walsh
Yeah.
speaking to Dolph, who is still in Rocky IV form.
Oh, yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
Cut.
pro wrestler
Yeah.
looking huge.
Yeah. Because there was a scene earlier where guys like, I'm going to fight you. And it was in the bar, and he punches him like 3 times, and Dolph just, it's almost like you hear the punch echo in his body. Dolph is just like, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I was going to mention before Emmett Walsh, whatever, Dewey. Before Dewey gets in the cell, Kintosh has a friend who's been beaten up badly, and he throws him the vodka.
Yeah.
Which I guess then the guy dies?
Immediately. He's like, here's vodka for you. Guy dies.
I guess, I don't know, just... guess he was close anyway. It was like, here, end his suffering.
Right.
He was allergic to vodka.
Yes.
That's what killed him.
Yep.
Potato allergies. Mm-hmm. But so that guy dies, and they carted him off as they were letting Dewey into the cell. So.
And the other guys are just basically like, hey, he's all right.
Yeah, Kintosh is already like, hey, he's all right.
Yeah.
You can kind of maybe trust him, possibly.
Yeah. But Emmett Walsh is just like,
nope.
You just don't listen to anything I say, and are you eyeballing me, listening to my words?
Yeah. And then the bad guys come in to interrogate Kintosh or ask if he's him, because they don't even know that it's him.
No.
And he's like, yeah, it's me. And they're like, oh, well, we'll have a private execution. We were going to execute you publicly, but... Because they have a little...
they have a fracas.
Yeah. They're trying to break out, sort of, and they get the guns turned back on them. And
Well, Emmett Walsh is surprisingly fighty in this. Like, he's got balls. He's just like... fuck this, if I'm going out, I'm going to take some of these damn Russians with me. So
yeah, and one of the guards ends up shooting John Bryan in the arm.
Oh, Brian James.
Or Brian James. God, brain not working. Brian James in the arm.
Yeah.
And but that's when Brian James is like, fuck this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's when I'm going to do I'm going to do a private execution. And that's when Dolph steps in. And because the whole time during the whole first half of this fight, Dolph is just sitting in the corner going,
yeah. He's really not even on camera.
Yeah.
He's just out of the way.
But he jumps up, turns a shotgun on him, and then they're free. They take the guns and knock him out, or sneaking through.
There's a lengthy sneaking process to just get in the back of a truck.
Right.
Which then suddenly the sun comes out, and they're like, let's go.
Yeah, it gets about 50 yards outside the camp, and they're like, hey, wait a second. And they're like, uh-oh. We got 2 passengers for you. Oh, okay. All right. And then they jump at the back, and not at all sneakily,
they get immediately murdered and thrown out the back, and the guard's like, hey, wait.
Hang on.
And the guys in the truck are like, fuck, we're not stopping again. Go.
Yeah. Because they also established that the truck's been backfiring, so when guns are shot, they're like, whatever, stupid truck.
Fuck this truck. Let's just keep driving.
Yeah.
And, sound alarms, send all the trucks and all the Raiders of the Lost Ark German technology out after them.
Right. Yeah, because it's motorcycles with sidecars and a tank thing that...
Yeah. I mean, it's basically all that stuff from the truck chase in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
So
it's some kind of RPG that, instead of being like an RPG, just shoots really large bullets. Because it fires all the way through the truck and out like the front roll cage. It's got a protective cage on the front windshield, which busts the windshield out and leaves a big hole in the cage.
Yeah.
And then blows the door off. Never really explodes. It just kind of... like
weapons in this movie do whatever they really need them to do.
Basically.
They don't do what they actually do.
no.
Yeah.
But
They
that's,
do what looks cool.
Sure.
Kind of.
But like Dolph does a thing where he comes out of the back of the truck and goes over, and there's a big like turret hole over the passenger side of this truck, and Dolph just grabs that one guy and just goes yoink and rips him right out of the truck.
Yep.
And then just drops into the seat like, hey. And the guy's like, oh jeez.
Oh jeez, no.
And Dolph's face is just like, get out. And he's like, all right, fine. And just throws himself out the door, which he probably can't walk anymore after the way he landed. That guy looked hurt.
Yeah, it didn't look like a good stunt fall.
But so, Dolph's driving. Emmett Walsh is like, can you believe this shit? This Russian's driving, but fuck this guy. It's the first chance we get. I'm going to kill him. So.
Yeah, despite Dolph basically doing all the work to get them out of there.
Yeah.
But yes, a motorcycle sidecar rides up alongside them, and Dolph's kind of fighting with the guy sort of half-heartedly.
Well, the guy has decided to do that. It's time for me to get in the truck. And Dolph is just like, no. Every time the guy makes a move, he just pushes him like, nah. You just stay over there.
Yeah, not tonight.
No.
But then I guess he leans just a little bit like, no, seriously, get the fuck off the truck. And that's when Dewey, I'm just going to... Dewey decides to kick him out the side of the truck. Like, haha! So he lands on the motorcycle and probably fights both of them off the motorcycle and now has the sidecar motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And you do get the comical Dolph riding this little motorcycle looking like a giant.
Yeah. Yeah, and so now he's on the motorcycle chasing the truck, and also there's another thing chasing the truck, and
Yeah, and meanwhile,
And then a tank shows up.
Meanwhile, Kintosh has been tossing grenades out the back,
Mhm.
blowing up a few sidecars here and there.
There are some spectacular wreckages in this scene.
Well, yeah. Well, before the biggest one is before he kicks Dolph out of the car. Dewey is shooting at the truck, and Dolph's like, "Shoot the tires," and he's like, "Oh, you don't get to tell me what the fuck to do, you son of a bitch!" And then leans out and shoots one of the trucks, and that fucker explodes.
Yep.
Instantly, one shotgun blast.
Yeah.
Disintegrates.
There is, like, apparently, if you hit a car in the radiator in this universe, that car is going up.
Yeah.
Like, the gas tank is all stored in the radiator.
Yeah. And he reacts pretty much like you would if you had just done that.
Yeah, he blows that thing up. It takes out a sidecar with it, and he just goes, "Fucking A!"
Yeah. He's fist pumping and just
fist
like,
bump, looks at Dolph,
yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, wait, I hate you."
Yeah.
And then,
That's when he kicks him out.
yeah, goes back to doing his bullshit.
But yeah, when Emmett Walsh is like, "I've got this," and just starts hanging out the passenger side window with a shotgun, I was like, okay, well, this you want to be that kind of movie where just there's no realistic expectation of characterization in this. It's just whoever has a gun is going to be fucking badass. Whatever.
I got this.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
Guns give you superpowers.
Yeah.
It was the 80s. It was a nostalgic time.
So there's a tank that shows up, shoots at them, and they just go off a cliff.
Well, they swerved so that it hits like the thing that was in front of them, which was like another large.
They do like the Red October maneuver,
Yeah,
which is
'cause-
just basically like drive towards another thing and then at the last moment move out of the way.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, they blow up some other like troop transport or something that was in front of them, and
Yeah.
Yeah, because eventually Dolph is back on it.
Right. Yeah, he's
And
jumped
he
back
and,
in.
Yeah, he and Dewey are both holding down the gas pedal at the same time.
Yeah.
well, because they get this thing like they swerve to avoid the tank, and then blow that up, and then basically just go riding down this giant cliff face thing,
Yeah.
to which it kind of just the truck basically just kind of falls apart by the time it's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he sticks some kind of explosive on it. And it's like, let's get out of here before they come around the corner. And of course, they come around the corner, and the thing explodes, and all the guys jump out of the tank. They're like, "Good, all right,
Yeah.
cool. They're all blown up.
Sweet.
We're done here."
Let's go home.
Yeah.
Our work here is done.
Yeah. So this begins their like trek across the desert. Come with me.
Come to my village.
Yeah.
See my beautiful people.
Kintosh is like, "Come on, my village is like 2 days walk. We'll just walk through the desert.
Yeah.
No big deal."
Visit my Subway restaurant and all my fabulous shopping malls.
No.
By the way, we haven't established that this movie is entirely scored in its action scenes with Little Richard songs for some reason.
and they only use 2 of them.
Yeah, just over and over, just alternating back and forth. And like they set it up earlier that someone had a tape of them, but then it just becomes in every scene. It's just play the next Little Richard song. And
Yeah, until the end. I mean, then it's like, all right, serious ass kicking time.
right, but like up and just in awkward places too. Like just it'll just come up where it's just like people hanging out, and it's just like, hey, what's this thing? Press play. Little Richard song plays. You know, it's a strange country that only has access to one maxi single that just flips. So
Yeah. What else? So they basically skip to it. They walk through the desert, arguing along the way, and then get to the village. And of course, like they get to the village, and it's been blown to hell.
yep.
Buzzards flying around, and oh god, death and destruction. Beginning the Russians are fucking terrible. They sent in a Hind helicopter gunship and blew up this. Because there's wailing and crying and gnashing of teeth by all the villagers, and
Yeah.
his niece, I guess, is still alive, and she's like, "Oh, well, your brother and this guy and your friend they're all fine. They left this last night, so they weren't here. Never mind all these other dead kids and everything."
Yeah, but
Because I mean, there's lots of scenes of like people carrying around what appear to be dead kids in the background.
Yep.
Well, what else are you going to do with them?
Bury them?
could maybe
Yeah, I don't know. Burn them on the funeral pyre or whatever their customs are.
you gotta get them to a
Maybe that's
place
their
to
custom.
bury them.
Just
Just carry them around.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, so I'm just saying it's a hard R and not shy about showing war violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and especially for an 80s movie, it's a lot more willing to show, like, okay, yeah, these women and children got killed.
yeah.
Like, because most of the time that gets kind of just glossed over, and it's like, no, that village was just full of soldiers
Yeah.
that were fighting, and
Exactly.
they're all dead. And it's,
They blew up a command center.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This one, it's like, nah, these are people who had no hope of defending themselves.
Right.
So,
So they walk off again, and then they come across like a pond or something, And
Yeah.
Emmett Walsh is like, fuck yeah, water! And just jumps right in, suit and all.
Gets amoebas in his ear. Just,
Yeah.
God only knows what happened to him.
Murdered by a hippo.
Yeah,
he's
jumping
just
in
like,
that water.
we have water in America. This is great.
Yeah, and he's taunting Dolph. He's like, they ever teach you to swim in goddamn Russia?
Yeah.
And then Dolph's like, all right, fine, I'll swim.
Yeah.
And he starts like kind of taking off his uniform, and then Emmett Walsh is like,
Hell yeah!
take it off!
Yeah,
It's
take
like,
it off.
Take it all.
And then the planet explodes behind Dolph as he's taking off his clothes.
Well, he's about to take his pants off. So
Yeah.
he's got like one button of his button
Zip.
fly. Boom.
Yeah, he gets air launched
Yes, he does.
into the pond.
Yeah. Immediately, there's Russo-Cubans there who are just like
Russia-Cubans.
I don't know what the
A
fuck.
rush
they-
of
Rubens.
Cubans.
Yes, Rubens. Yes,
Yeah, there were
delicious
Rubens that
sandwiches have shown up.
A grip of Cubans.
And
Do Rubens have Russian dressing on them?
Maybe. I don't know.
if you know, write in.
I bet that would
I'm not a
leave some-
sandwich artist.
I bet that would leave some sauerkrauts.
Oh. Angry Germans?
9.
So
Nine
the
of
bad guys have arrived,
Yes.
and they're
Yes.
shooting,
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
shooting and explosions and mortars. Like they're right up on them, but they're still launching mortars at them for some
Oh,
reason.
yeah. Shit's exploding all
Yeah.
over the place.
But then, like all their buddies show up. I don't know where they were hiding, but they're like,
Well, what happens is one of the leaders from the camp,
Mm-hmm.
one of the Cuban leaders, has. God, why can't I not remember this guy's name now?
Al White.
Kintosh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got him. He's like, if you do anything, I'm gonna blow his head off.
Yeah, so Dolph
Dolph's like, all
thinks
right.
about it. But Dolph, in the meantime, had taken over these guys who had this weird machine gun
Yeah.
where, like, the clip is, or I don't know what it is, or if it's just, like, the stock for bracing it.
a bipod.
Yeah, but he's got it up, like, it's, like, right up at the end of the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just swinging around with this thing all arms wide, which looks kind of awesome.
Yeah. At some points, it looks like he's kind of throwing the bullets out of the gun. The way
Yeah.
he's holding it is just like, yeah,
It's one of those guns that's like, that just looks cool.
yeah,
But, yeah, he's kind of standing there for a second, and then he says, all right, drops the gun. So then immediately all of Kintosh's buddies pop out of the wherever they were,
yeah.
shoot that dude in the head
Mm-hmm.
that was threatening Kintosh, and kill everybody.
Yeah.
Dolph kills the guards that were right around him. And then like, oh, Kintosh, everything's
Yay.
great.
Yeah. But then,
And,
like, Dolph.
and Dewey is hiding in the water, and he pops his head up,
Right.
and he's like,
What happened to your American
Yeah.
friend? He's like, well, if you're going to die,
Yeah.
I had to write about it. so that they know.
but Dolph, like, pops out from behind a rock. Now, Dolph is just wearing pants at this point. There's nothing to identify Dolph. But as soon as he comes
aside
out.
from him being white.
Well, yeah, but as soon as he pops out, they're all like, Russian, kill him.
Yeah.
So they all start shooting at him. And he's like, no, wait, no, that's our friend. Don't.
They all saw Rocky 4.
I
Yeah.
guess
Who
they
didn't
did.
see Rocky 4?
No one.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, no, he's our buddy. Don't shoot him. He's coming with us. And they're all like squinty eyed, like, all right, whatever. Let's take him to our leader. Which they do.
Yeah. So they do.
And they go see Guy in the Hat.
Yeah.
Is that Sundata?
Sure.
Yep.
Was that the leader?
That's the target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dolph's like, oh.
Yeah, basically they
Yeah,
talk
where
and
he just, I mean, he's one of those guys, he doesn't even look like a soldier, and he looks like an African studies professor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But he's just like, hey,
apparently he's like their spiritual leader, not
Yeah.
their actual military leader.
Right.
He's just kind of like, whatever.
But I mean, they're in this village, the shitty village, with it's nothing. No value is had.
well,
in
this is
place.
kind of like a temporary village.
No,
You
I
can
know.
tell it's-
they're on the move.
But the other village wasn't in.
No,
There's nothing there either.
There's nothing in this entire
entire
country.
country,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty much.
They're
they've
just
got-
clotheslines.
Yeah, but they've got some trucks that they stole from the people they just killed, and they're like, sweet, trucks.
Yeah.
And hey, Dolph, thanks for bringing this guy back to our other guy. You're going to jail.
Well, they're like, it'd probably be safer for you and everyone else because as he's walking through the village, he's just getting death stared
Oh, yeah.
by
yeah.
everybody. And like one guy just seriously was like,
Yeah.
I'm just leaping out of my soul is coming out towards you to
Yeah.
kill you when you sleep.
Yep.
But yeah, so he's like, yeah, it's probably better if you just like kind of go in this cell for a little while.
Right.
Well, he
So
says,
everybody
if we
calms down.
keep you confined.
Yes,
Yeah.
confined.
Right.
But yes, it's like this cell truck. I mean,
They decide to put him in an aluminum foil can.
Yeah.
but it's like on a truck. I mean, it must be like a prisoner transport truck because
must be.
Yeah. But he's kind of conflicted in there, and he starts punching the wall. And like, if he had continued punching the wall, he would have punched through the wall. But
Sure.
the guard's like, hey, stop.
yeah. I think the whole time he's basically saying what we're to assume is the Russian soldier oath about duty and honor and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Finally, he's like, hey, guard, you have a Band-Aid? He's kind of punching this thing and it hurts.
Well, he's showing him his hand, and he's kind of got one finger kind of bent back, like in the shadows, making it look like he's torn off half his finger.
Yeah.
And he's like, you got a Band-Aid? And the guard just marches right up to the window, just touching all of his pockets, not aware if he has a Band-Aid or not. It's just like, maybe, I don't know, Band-Aid, white people, whatever, and then just gets right up there, and Dolph just grabs him by the face and just up in the air.
Smashes him up against the cell a few times.
Rips his key off.
His keys off.
It's like, I'm out.
Yep.
Time to complete my mission.
Yeah. Then he goes in stealth mode.
Mm-hmm. Which he does a lot.
Yeah.
Stealth.
Yeah, he's able to make his way into the leader's tent.
Mm-hmm. Right up to his cot.
Yeah. He's got his big knife out. And he's
Yeah.
ready to stab him.
And then flip on the lights. It's a surprise party.
Well, I love that as soon as he makes a move, that's when the guy lights his cigar.
Oh, yeah.
And he's sitting in the other corner. He's like,
Yeah.
ho, ho, ho,
Yeah.
ho.
What do you think you're
basically,
doing?
yeah.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, oh.
Exactly.
Now we will put you in the pit of the Sarlacc.
Yeah. And then he lights like 5 more cigars, and all the guys are just like, aha, how dare you?
Yeah, and he says, you can't, even if you kill me, it doesn't make any difference. You can't rob the people of their spirit.
Yeah. Kentausch comes running in and he's like, we're not going to kill him. We got a better plan. We're going to send him back to his people with a failed mission.
Yeah.
Watch what they do to him. That'll be
But it's funny, too, because Emmett Walsh runs in during this while they're all just holding him at gunpoint. And he's just like, fuck that. Grabs a gun and just starts beating Dolph with it.
He's like, you son of a bitch, I knew it.
Yeah. The rest of them are just like, no, don't do anything. He's just hitting him in the head and the stomach. And this is actually hurting Dolph now because, he's
Somehow.
a failure. But
Yes.
whatever.
But
But
yes.
they just exile
You
him.
forgot how to talk.
They drop him in the middle of the road, I guess, on a path that they know the Russians are going to come along. So,
Right.
yeah, they drive up on him and they're like, huh, all right, we'll take him back to base. And
Yep.
So it becomes first the Russian guy from the beginning, the leader, whatever, general guy.
General Yakov.
Yeah. Is like, oh, yeah, well, you failed. That kind of sucks. You probably shouldn't have failed. But don't worry, I'm going to talk to the Cubans, which I guess kind of have some sort of weird jurisdiction here.
I don't know.
Sort of, because it seems like
It's their base.
yeah.
It's a
I'm
Cuban
going to talk to
base.
them and we'll get you released, but as of right now, you're no longer Spetsnaz.
Yeah.
Special Forces.
And he's like, but that's all I know how to be.
He's like, yeah, well, sorry.
Yeah, you blew it.
So he walks out and then in walk 3 Cubans and they're like,
I know this one.
yeah, it's a pretty good joke. Doesn't it very funny, but
No,
you know,
it doesn't.
They walk in and they're like, yeah, so your general basically said, we're to figure out how to execute you.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, though, this guy's going to play with you.
Yeah.
And he comes over and he's got little pointy needle things.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I've got 40 of these. I've never gotten past 4 because I know
Yeah.
how to miss all the major organs. Pokey poke.
Yeah.
Poke.
Stabs him through the bicep, which just
Well, first he like kind of gives him like a nipple piercing, and then it's like stabs him right through like just under the bicep.
Yeah.
And then like the 3rd or 4th one he gets to, it's just like,
it's through the shoulder.
yeah, he's just like, all right, headbutt.
Yeah.
And then Hercules is his way the chains off the wall.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
He wraps the chains around the dude's neck.
Yeah. But then once that dude's dead, he just rips the chain out of the wall. Just like, fuck this.
Which
I'm
I
off
kind of
over.
figured like he was going to end up stabbing the dude in the neck with one of those things
Figured
or something.
if it was
Probably.
if someone knew what they were doing.
Yeah. But there was one Cuban lady in the room who I guess was taking the notes of, because they were trying to get him to confess, which again, I don't know why he didn't just confess. Like, well, they're going to kill me, so let me tell you everything, because why not?
Yeah.
Why do I have any loyalty at this point? Whatever. But he's like, I'm not going to kill you. I just want you to leave a message for the general.
Yeah.
I'm still Spetsnaz, and I'm going to kill him.
Peace out.
Later. Later, lady.
Tell him all that.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
actually, the way I love the way he says it, which is actually in the
Oh,
IMDb
okay. Sorry.
quotes.
Okay.
Because he goes, "Take a memo to General Vortek,"
Vortek.
and she nods and he just says, "Subject: Escape." Message: I am still Spetsnaz.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so he goes stumbling out, still wearing his chains through the desert, and he's like eventually doing the "oh god, it's so hot, milk was a bad choice"
Yep.
thing, rolling down dunes, about to die, and stumbles down one, and then it becomes night,
Yeah.
and the Hind flies over, shining like doing a searchlight thing, looking for him, and can't doesn't see him because he's like in the shadow of the dune or whatever.
He's behind
Yeah.
the dune.
Is he? But yes, he basically like he has a Scorpion in front of him, and he's just kind of like, get out of here. And then he just kind of flicks him away.
Well, Scorpion's just like, hey, it's Dolph Lundgren. That's pretty cool. Ah!
Hey, Ivan Drago. Ah! But yeah, but then his like back's kind of sort of covered with scorpions, not like quite the tarantulas from Raiders.
Two, maybe three.
I think there's about 4 partying back there.
One is covered with
Sure,
scorpions.
yes.
Sure.
In this regard, yes. And one is all it takes because one
Stings him.
stings him.
Yeah. And he's just like, ow,
Yeah.
I fall asleep now.
Yep. Sleepy
And
time.
he's rescued by an African bushman who just kind of shows up. He'd been seeing him, like visions of this guy the whole movie, like in the camp, and then like as they were doing the 3 of them were walking to Kantash's village, he'd seen a vision of him, and then this guy just kind of shows up and is like, I'll take care of you.
Yep.
know?
Yeah, and the other guy's like, you don't see the Bushmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
You're a liar.
Yeah,
There's nothing there.
they're too good.
They don't exist.
So this guy like is joined by some younger, I guess it's like a hunting party, and they carry him back to the village, do a whole tribal dance thing, mud on his skin, heal him and everything, while he's just kind of like laying there like dying.
Yep.
We could probably skip a lot of time here because it becomes the kind of the training movie thing of like, they heal him back and then it's like take him out to show him how to hunt, and
Yep.
and then there's like this weird thing where they he's kind of getting more brought into the tribe a little bit, and then like they're like, here, have this gourd that we made this scorpion venom drink thing. So he drinks that and passes the fuck out again, and then they sort of tattoo stamp thing on his, like cut his skin and give him kind of a branding
Yeah.
type thing.
Of
That's a scorpion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks kind of awesome.
He is
Yeah.
now the Red Scorpion.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, it's like, it's kind of weird because he doesn't really, I mean, somewhere along the way he learned some of the language because, like, the next scene, it's like he's back out with the guy, he's got the tattoo, he's learning how to hunt.
Yeah. The guy's like, he's saying things to him that are jokes, and Dolph's like, haha, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're friends now,
Right.
and then, like, he stabs a boar with his spear, and it's like, okay, I guess you're a
Hell
hunter
yeah.
now.
And while this has been going on, the Russians have dropped the blue rain on people, which is basically, hey, let's use some chemical weapons.
Yes.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So they've used chemical weapons on these innocent people and their animals.
Yes.
And they've also come in with flamethrowers and burned down everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't show any people getting burned, but I think it's kind of implied somewhat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we see the aftermath of it because, like, Dolph is, eventually like, hey, it's a great day, stretch, and then, like, oh, look, a dead animal.
Yeah.
And then they go walking and
More dead animals. More
and,
dead animals.
and then
Yeah.
all the people are dead, too.
Yeah, and I mean this
This
was
is
a
a-
village earlier.
Yeah.
When he comes back later, it's like the Bushman tribe that he had joined.
Yeah.
And it was basically him and the other dude are the only ones left.
Yeah, because basically what they said was there was a speech by the Russian general guy of the guy, what's the leader guy is speaking at a village. We don't know which village it is, so we're just going to kill them all. We're going to destroy all the villages, and we'll probably get them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a solid plan. I like it.
Yeah, just keep blowing up the shacks. He's got to be in one of them.
yeah. So they
That's how we got Bin Laden.
right.
Not really, Chuck.
No.
No?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay.
Not even remotely like
No,
that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, this
Be responsible, man.
this scene was shown earlier with some other village, but yes, now it's the. I mean, like everyone's kind of living in a shithole in this country. The Bushmen are like really definitely have zero technology or
Yeah.
weapons or anything.
They
So
have
it's like
spears.
I'm just saying,
They have
like,
spears and
the
scorpion things.
The other villages and stuff may have possibly been part of the resistance. These guys were not at all related, but they've murdered them too. So it's
Yeah.
just it's fuel for the movie of like, okay, the Russians are really, really, really fucking evil at this point, just beyond evil.
Yeah.
So yes, they come back and it's a tearful goodbye of like, all right, here's your spear, go murder them kind of thing.
Yeah.
Go forth, my son. Murder all of those motherfuckers.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes back and finds the.
Yeah, he walks right in the middle of the village where the resistance is.
Yeah. And then Emmett Walsh is like, that crazy motherfucker. This ain't happening. Not here. No. Goes out there and is just like, are you out of your mind? And
He's got a little Napoleon syndrome or something going on when it comes to Dolph throughout
Yeah.
this movie. 'Cause
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, oh my god, I'm taking that bitch down.
Oh wait, we didn't even talk about the fact that the Russians came and murdered the resistance people as part of this too. Because apparently, as they were chemical weaponing all the smaller villages, they actually did find the resistance
Yeah.
camp. Because there was this giant firefight where they blew shit up,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
and I mean everything was blowing up. And then there's this shot where the leader guy. What is the leader guy's name? I gotta stop calling him that.
Leader guy.
Leader guy.
What do we call him?
I don't know.
Fred Lederson.
Fred Lederson. Sundata? Was that
Yes,
him? Okay,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sundata was like, had a gun, and then there was a kid like standing in the path of the hind, and he grabs her and starts running and kind of gets shot in the back
Right.
as he's running away and saves her.
Yeah.
So by the time Dolph gets back, this has just been a crazy firefight. They've murdered all kinds of people, and tanks rolled in, and the hind and everything. Anyway,
They blew up every straw hut they could find.
Apparently, they got away eventually somehow. I don't know. It looked like they were getting massacred, but they've gotten away where it's peaceful, and they've started another camp because that's when Dolph walks in, and Sundata is like dying in a bed, and he's like, "It's all right. I can tell he's changed.
Yeah.
I see you've got the tribal tattoo now, and
You have kind eyes,
yeah."
so come here.
And Memo Walsh is like, "Are you what? Because he got a tattoo?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Fuck you guys. You're
Don't
idiots."
you know what Russians do?
Yeah.
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 But he's like, "I can see you have the warrior tattoo and the warrior spirit, and you've forgotten your old
Yeah.
ways."
Yeah.
Because he had
He had seen the real
He had a scene
enemy.
where he ripped off his dog tags. The last thing he was actually still wearing, because by this point in the movie, we should point out, Dolph has been shirtless for about 30 minutes,
Ever since he went swimming.
and his pants he cut them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the Deadly Prey shorts
yeah,
on.
Yeah, he's cut his pants down to Deadly Prey shorts, and that's it. And
Yeah.
he was wearing that in his dog tags for basically the rest of the movie.
Yeah. And he has since removed the dog tags because
Yes.
he's just like, you've killed all of my friends. And rip.
All my friends are dead.
Yeah. So, and there's like a 3-second scene where they're like in a hut or something, and all the villagers are sad, and you think it's going to be like this montage of, I'm going to teach you guys how to fight so that we can go raid the camp. No, just cut to,
Well, the one guy, Kintosh, is basically like, "Yeah, well, we're done. Mm-hmm. Our leader's dead. We're screwed. They're going to win."
yep,
And that's when Dolph's like,
No.
"I have a better idea.
yeah,
Let's murder everyone."
yes.
And then cut to all of a sudden,
Cut to 3 people working on the film who probably almost died when an explosion goes
oh
off.
my god.
Well, we get a little shot of a plunger first,
Yeah.
like classic TNT plunger.
Yeah.
And then, boom! Everything fucking blows up.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, this guy gets his helmet blown off. Like, they are that close to the explosion. This
Yeah.
guy's helmet got
And it's
blown at the camera.
And it's that big of an explosion.
Yeah.
That's fucking brutal.
Yep.
Yep.
And yeah, so Dolph and company storm in, and shit just starts blowing up
Yeah.
Everywhere.
everywhere.
There's no real
This
rhyme
is
or
like
reason
your
to
classic
it.
80s, don't just strike the set, nuke the set
Yep.
at the end of the movie thing.
Yep.
Because everything is getting absolutely destroyed.
And this really is, we could draw more parallels to Deadly Prey, because now he's got the Deadly Prey face paint thing
Yep.
going on. Like, it's my murder face paint time. So, because but he's still, I think he's donned a vest to go with his.
He
Deadly
might
Prey
have
short.
it like
Yes.
yeah, because
Somebody loaned him a vest.
Yeah.
and he's
a
just running
bandolier.
around just shooting and murdering and blowing everything up, and then Emmett Walsh drives in with a Jeep with a giant fucking cannon on the back of the Jeep, and
It looks like a World War II like anti-aircraft cannon or
Yeah.
something, or a 30mm cannon. It's bizarre looking.
yeah, and so the tank is returned. Dolph's nemesis, this tank, and Dolph, gets a couple shots off of the tank, and the tank stops, and Dolph's like, "Did I beat the tank?" And then the tank starts moving, and he's like, "Oh no, I didn't." So, so they get to this bit where Emmett Walsh has driven this Jeep into the camp and has driven into a hole. And Dolph comes over to him and is like, "Are you okay?" And he's just like, "Fuck yeah, we're going to get him." And
And he's like, "I thought you needed some help."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you've turned the corner.
And so Dolph, who is already pretty much superhuman at this point, now goes full, just total superhero.
Because he said something like, "Why don't you use that magic scorpion power or something?"
Yeah, and he just backlifts this Jeep out of the hole with Emmett Walsh still inside. Like, that dude never decides, hey, maybe
Yeah.
I should get out and lighten your
It's
load
such
a little
a
bit.
dick move.
But
Emmett Walsh was his baby, and he was like untrapped under
oh
the
yeah,
bus.
you're under the stone
Yeah,
fountain
it's totally
that fell on you. Yeah.
adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he lifts that thing up and is like,
Not only that, not only does he lift it up, he pulls it
Yes.
out of the rut
Yes.
too. It's like
And
it's
over.
okay.
Fucking Lundgren.
Okay, I'm just saying the lift I get, but
Right.
He's been shirtless for half of this movie. Haven't you seen those fucking muscles?
I did. But I've also seen
Also,
Emmett
guns
Walsh.
are Dolph's baby.
I've seen Emmett Walsh.
Yeah.
And besides the weight of the Jeep,
Jeep
thing with
and the cannon.
with the fucking submarine cannon on it,
right. But so there's like a showdown between the tank and that.
Yeah, and the tank has been slowly advancing the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, like very slowly lowering the barrel
Yeah.
of it, and it's like
And Dolph's like, well, I got this, and
Yep.
jumps into the back of this thing. I don't understand how this gun thing works at all, but Dolph just sort of aims it a little bit and just slaps the side of it. And boom,
and nukes
lights
that tank.
tank up.
Yep.
And he's like, all right,
My work here's done.
yep, time to go murder some other motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, we've killed out most of the main the troops outside. It's time for the boss battle inside.
Yeah. And throws open a door, and I swear kills one guy before even entering the build. Like
He just aims. He just aims the
threw that
gun
shit
around the
before he
corner
walked
and
in the
blind
door,
fires.
Yeah, he just the only time blind fire has ever worked in any scenario whatsoever. Just opens the door, starts firing, and off camera, one guy goes, ah!
Yep.
And then immediately two other guys run out and instantly get turned into meat.
Yep.
Guy comes out with a machete.
It does.
He blocks it with the gun,
Yep.
and then grabs the machete. A guy is running into the room, throws the machete, nails the guy right in the chest.
Yep.
Like you do. Mm-hmm. Are you
And-
trying to say
and-
you've never thrown a machete and killed a man before?
Oh, it didn't make that awesome a sound when I did.
Okay.
I was like,
Yeah.
and then funk. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he kills that guy, and then I don't even know how he kills the other dude who had the machete originally, but kills him.
However he does.
The guy whose nose he broke earlier is coming down the stairs, and he punches him in the face again.
Yeah. It's like, where's the office? Oh, it's upstairs where
where's
the offices are.
Where's boss guy?
Yeah. He goes up there, and the office is empty, but that dude's sweet-ass gun that we saw in the cold open is in there. Like, almost like under a heavenly light. It's almost like a, oh, and he comes into the room in this
Yeah, it's the
giant
gun that shows up on a lot of the posters.
Yeah.
Where it's like got that big circular thing on top.
So he grabs that.
Yeah, and then gets back outside, and the guys are coming in. So he kills them on the stairs.
Well, yeah, guys are coming in. He kills them, and then not the general guy, but
The
the head Cuban guy comes,
General.
and he's like, hey, this isn't cool. Don't do this. And he's got, hand grenade, giant hand grenade.
yeah,
whatever
like one of those
bottle-shaped-
old,
Potato man.
yeah,
Yeah,
potato masher.
yeah.
the World War II style.
And he's like, you don't want to do this. I'm well armed, which is kind of funny. What happens? But Dolph basically just starts shooting the wall until the guy has to run out into the hallway. And there's kind of a showdown where he's got the grenade and he's like, this is small, tight quarters in here.
Big grenade.
Yeah. And Dolph's like, well, fuck it.
Because the guy pulled the pin. And
Yeah.
he's like, all right.
Yep. So he shoots the guy's arm right off.
Yes,
And then he's like, see ya.
Ouch, army.
blasted off at the bicep.
Yeah. And guy crawls over to arm like, no. And that building fucking explodes.
Yeah, the Dolph able to get out.
Sure.
one way or another.
He was kind of limping at this point, but I guess he limped fast enough to get the fuck out of the building.
Totally okay.
Yep.
And Russian general is in the hind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I
that-
think it's time to get out of here.
Up, go,
Yeah.
go. Yeah. And, he shoots a couple shots into the cockpit, blows up the cockpit. The general sort of crawls into the midsection of the chopper. And,
Yeah, somehow the thing lands.
oh, okay.
Somehow the thing lands after he shot it up, because I figured we were getting a chopper fireball.
Oh, yeah.
I
He
was
shot it
really
up and then
hoping
just
for
plopped
it,
back
yeah.
down. It
Yeah.
hadn't gotten
He
that
just
high
blew
up.
the front of it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just plops back down.
And that guy's in the back.
Yeah. And he's, it's like, I'm still, Russian Special Forces. And he's like, no, you're not. So, and Dolph's like,
You're
yeah, I
not.
am. See ya. And just
R2.
starts walking away. And the guy's like, well, okay, if he's going to walk away and not pay me any mind, I guess I'll shoot him in the back. And as soon as he gets ready to do that, Dolph just whips around and is like, oh.
Whips around in slow motion, which you means something pretty good is coming.
Yeah.
Because, he whips around in slow motion and you just hear doom, doom, doom with that gun. And I don't know what he hit, but
Enough to blow that thing up.
yeah. There were several points in this movie where, again, it doesn't matter what the plausible scenarios, but there's one in particular, like he blows the hell out of this helicopter, but there was one earlier where they were shooting at a water tower, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
water tower explodes into flames. And they're like,
was full of
it's a
gasoline.
fucking water tower.
Yeah.
Nope.
It was the
It was a
napalm tower.
gasoline tower.
Okay.
To be fair, it fell over and then they cut to a giant explosion.
Sure.
Yeah, but
I do like to think it's the traditional, gasoline tower.
Yes.
The two-stager.
Everything fucking blew up.
The gas lasts longer if you keep it at a higher altitude.
Right.
That's right.
it's fresher.
Yeah, it's fresh. Yeah. Well, that way you don't have to pump it. You don't have to worry about static electricity from
Right.
pumping. You just
Sure.
yeah.
Well, it's okay, because a gas station, their gas they go through it pretty quickly, but this was their store.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have to
right.
keep it up high.
Yes.
Right.
You have to keep it away from thieves.
Sure. Yes. Gasoline thieves.
Damn thieves.
Out in the
Yes.
desert. I mean,
Sure.
Oh,
Yes.
you got people
they'll
driving
siphon
by. and-
gas,
yeah.
man.
There's
Can't let
lousy.
them siphon it.
It's like
driving
valuable
by
like
and-
dirt out there.
Yeah. Yeah. You got people driving by in the last of the V8 Interceptors.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yes, so the helicopter blows up. The Hind blows up.
Yeah.
General's dead. And then it's just kind of like go back to the main three people and just say something. I don't know. It ends with Dolph going, fucking A.
Yeah.
I don't know what the thing before it was, but...
I mean, Walsh says something about, well, you stick in the mud, Russian. This is pretty not cool, don't you think? Blah, blah. And you're going to go back to your superiors or something? You're going to stay here and help us win the war? He's fucking A. And then freeze frame.
Freeze frame.
And then another Little Richard song, but this one punctuated with explosions and bullets.
It's the kind of thing...
This is all around the world, but like every time there's a break...
Yeah.
It's all the sound effects.
It's the kind of thing that would be in a parody video nowadays.
Yes. Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
This was the song from Explorers.
Exploders. But yeah, the end. Red Scorpion has concluded.
It has.
Yes.
And now we
really
rate
has.
it. Now we rate it.
Yeah, we do.
No Stargrove because, well,
No, Little Richard songs.
Yeah.
If you like Predator,
No one quite ensigned, so there's none of that.
Yeah. No special awards.
No.
Aside from Dolph Award.
Sure.
For
I don't know.
having Dolph.
Mehmet was ensigning almost the entire movie.
it was.
Yeah,
I think someone who
it's
wrote
not-
in about this movie said it was a constant ensign award from him.
But he's kind of gleeful. I mean,
Yeah, he's not panicky though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
it's
thing.
not panicky. It's more like, fuck that guy.
He's
Yeah,
pretty
fair
ballsy. I mean, he will get out there and just, riding shotgun in that truck and blowing that other truck up and just being like, fuck yeah, that's not an ensign. That dude is fucking, I don't give a shit. I'm 65 years old. I'm going to destroy everything.
Yeah.
So,
it's kind of Bronsoning more than ensigning.
yeah. Okay, it wins a
Yes.
Bronson Award for old guy wrecking shit.
Yes.
All right.
I'm not going first. Somebody else go first.
4 jocks. I have a lot of fun with this. The shit blows up all the time. There's some pacing, obviously, and it does devolve into, oh, these people can't save themselves until the white guy shows up to do it, which, it is what it is. It happens more often than it should, but it's still, I love Dolph in this. Like, I just think it's a lot of fun, and there are more explosions than I can remember in most movies we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that, you're going to get 4 jocks out of me. That's all there is to it, man.
All right.
And it had machete death. So
Well,
when
when
you-
it did.
you can't discount a machete death. all right.
No.
Fair enough.
Machete Death is a big winner. When you have all those things with me, I can't help but give you 5 jocks. Just so much explosion. I can't even contain, like, there's joy leaking out of me in
Ew.
places that you can't see.
No.
Because of the
Camera here.
Here's camera.
But no, the explosions. So much explode. So much good gun face. And Dolph being so Dolphy. Dolph-esque. Dolph-like.
I think Dolphy is pretty good.
Dolphy. Yeah.
Getting Dolphy with
Save
it.
the
Yeah,
Dolphy.
getting Dolphy. Save the Dolphys. And Mehmet's... Mehmet. Yeah, Mehmet. His near constant fucking A's are just endearing, and
He's one of the better supporting characters we've had in a movie
he
like
is.
this.
And there's just so much joyful, wanton destruction and wreckage in this movie. It made me giggle. So 5 jocks for giggles.
Okay. Me?
Chuck.
Chuck's going to bring it down.
I'm gonna be
right now.
I'm gonna be a terrible stick in the mud on this movie. I'm gonna give it 2 jocks.
Oh,
I kind of felt this movie the same way I felt about McBain, in that you could probably edit it down to about 10 minutes, and the rest of the movie is just useless. There's
You're
so
useless.
much. There's so much just padded nonsense in this movie. It wastes so much time over and over and over again just reestablishing that the Russians are the bad guys. I get it, but you're not really explaining why. You're just making them pure evil for zero reason. A whole country, you have to justify to me why they are doing this. In particular, because this place is fucking useless. There is nothing of any value in this location.
That we know of. There could be diamonds.
but they just have murder
Yeah.
boners, and they are just like, we have to not only shoot everything, blow everything up, but we need to chemical warfare all of these
Yes.
motherfuckers.
Well, the way I see it, the difference between this and McBain is, even though there's a lot of those scenes that don't involve the main character, a lot of action scenes that don't involve him because he's off doing something else, in McBain, those don't pay off at all, and they're really dull.
Right.
Whereas in this one, they pay off because they're still good scenes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main difference I have between those two.
I mean,
and why I didn't feel let down at all by the fact that Dolph wasn't involved in the action. In this
Yeah,
case.
and it's not necessarily that I'm let down that Dolph's not involved. The truck sequence is good. The entire ending obviously is good, but I just feel like there's a lot of, especially like the first 20 minutes, it was just like, okay, movie, come on, what's happening here? What is this? I don't know. It just didn't. It disappointed
Okay.
me. I kind of had it built up in my mind to be something glorious, and I thought it was going to be like, oh, it's bad acting, but awesome action. But the action is very few and far between for me. So
I'm glad you went then, because I thought I was going to be the bad guy and giving it 3 jocks. Yeah, the first 20 to 30 minutes of this movie was really weird. Like, I honestly, like, I was kind of getting to the point where I was like, what the shit is this movie about?
yeah,
Like, I mean, to the point that, like, I really didn't understand what his plan was. I mean, I could tell that he was faking to be drunk, but it didn't do enough to establish what his mission was. It was kind of like, there's a guy, you're our best, do something. Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
super clear about it, especially with the accents and everything. So I was very lost for, like, the first 20 to 30 minutes, kind of going, all right, I don't really know what's going on. And then it picked up because the action kind of got crazy again. And then it kind of got genocide-y for a little while, which is like, well, I can't get super pumped about this kind of action. I mean, you're blowing everything up.
it's tragic action.
Yeah.
though. It's not.
Traction.
Yes, too much traction.
And then it lulls again into like the the Bushman rehabilitation thing. It's like, okay, just give me that in like almost a montage, a little bit more montage area. And then yes, the ending is amazing, and the truck sequence and the ending are great, and they're so great that's what gets it all the way up to 3 jocks. I don't think it's as bad as McBain. I feel like McBain was really fucking weak in everything but the action sequences.
Yeah.
I felt this was done a lot better, and it did get the Grandpa seal of approval, as far as like you have made these people so evil that I want to watch you murder them, but I don't know that they got as gruesome enough demise as they needed. I mean, they blew everything up, but
There wasn't really that targeted, like, oh, it's that guy, now
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy's dead. Brian James just vanishes. I mean, he's not even in the end of this movie. It just felt like, they established, like, at the end of this movie, like, there's 2 dudes in a tower who are shooting at one guy, and okay, well, that one guy is going to shoot something out of that tower, and it's going to explode. But it kind of happens almost like behind the act, like off camera. It's not like the focus of the shot that it's in. It's like you're just not getting murder these assholes. Really, just I want to see them all suffer and die. It's just sort of like, yep, they blew everything up.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I did like it. It just it had moments of lull that I didn't.
Yeah,
really
I will say there's some
like.
weirdness early on because you figure earlier that Dolph is going to turn and be on their side, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, who are we rooting for here? I mean, you're kind of supposed to be rooting for the people that, the people that are being oppressed, but it's kind of like, well, we've got a main hero who just tried to kill the leader of the good guys.
Yeah.
So there is a weirdness about that, and I'm sure that comes a lot from the whole, hey, it's the 80s, and this guy's a commie, and,
Yeah. But
it's
it's
just
kind of
it's a weird premise for them to take in the first place.
yeah, it's ballsy to do that. I mean, like you look at something like Red Heat, where Arnold is a Russian cop who comes over to solve a murder. They never really like make him. I mean, you like him because it's Arnold, but it's not like he comes over and is just like, America, fuck yeah. He's just like, no, I'm going to solve this case and I'm going home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that there's the one American in the movie is a guy who's like, fuck that. He's like the most abrasive guy in the movie.
he's a major irritant.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of interesting things they're doing. In this
It's odd.
movie.
The story structure,
Right.
everything about it, the characterizations are all very strange.
Yeah.
It just was not unsettling, but it was just like this movie can't find its groove. I can't get into what this movie is trying to do. And reading a little bit about it, I mean, the whole thing was a total clusterfuck.
Yeah, production nightmare.
Yeah, so they were lucky to get what they got. I'm sure Brian James was probably like, fuck this, I'm going home. I'm not hanging out with you guys anymore.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least it's all in Jock's territory.
Yeah.
The look on your face, I was figuring you were going to be in bags.
Oh, no.
There's no way.
No.
No way.
Trust me, there's enough things blowing up in this movie for it to not get bags.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
All right.
Break, guys.
Break things.
Break. Breaky break.
So second half, you got anything?
I finished Orange is the New Black, so you guys probably don't want to hear about it. Whatever.
They
That's it.
escaped the prison.
Yes.
Sweet.
So everyone escaped.
Prison break.
For the gun nuts, that's a M40 106mm recoilless rifle.
Huh?
It's,
Recoilless.
Yes. I don't know why it's called a recoilless rifle. I read it, but I forgot.
Maybe it has a
but
less recoil.
No. But I think it's because it doesn't have like a traditional recoil mechanism. Anyhow.
Right.
But you do push a thing on the side to fire it. So slapping it may have been, in fact, a correct, oh shit, I have to fire this now maneuver.
Cool.
Interesting.
What are you, a bloody tank commander?
You got anything?
It's just that DC comic thing I
Okay.
watched. We didn't do our dance movies because we were out of town.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I have a couple of quick things.
Yeah.
Do we have correspondence we still need to catch up on?
Yeah, we got
Oh, yeah,
a few.
We have the future Chuck voicemail we didn't do last time.
Yeah, there's a couple.
There's more Future Chuck.
Yeah, there's another feature. Well, I'm trying to remember. I think that we might have already played that one and he didn't unmark it. Because there was the Future Chuck one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've heard that one.
Yeah.
I know he's left a different message, so I think he may have tried to play the wrong one
Oh, I
last
see.
week. And I don't know. I don't know.
I
man.
don't know.
Ain't my thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Hey.
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 Red Scorpion.
Yeah, I got one,
Le
two,
Scorpion Rouge.
3 things. They'll all be super quick.
Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
You just go to your letterbox, look
I
at your
did. Yeah, I had to look at my diary.
your diary.
Yeah, because I have not watched anything since Step Up 3D. Because why would you? By the way, I would give Step Up 3D 4 jocks, just for the record. I want it on the record.
All right, we're saying that when we come back, we will
Okay.
add that.
All right. Really on the record. Super on the record.
Yeah.
Not just part of this break.
Recorded record.
Right. The record of record.
Record. Check yourself before you record yourself. Water. Man, that's good stuff.
Yeah. Building blocks of life.
World needs more of that.
More water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. More water.
Water world.
I take it back.
That pinball machine is garbage.
Water World?
Yeah. Well, at least the one there was.
Yeah. So, any new favorites aside from roller games, which
Roller
looks
games.
amazing?
I tell you, okay.
I like Slice product placement on it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Game Pro magazine.
God, what year was that one? Like a 90?
90.
90?
90.
91. I was about to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So it played well
Oh,
as
yeah.
well as being
it was pretty good.
awesome.
It's interesting. I know we've played it before, F-14 Tomcat.
Yeah.
There were 2 of them at the show, and one had been shopped to where it was not only just new, but super
Oh,
fantastic.
that had to be good.
It was so good, and there was another one there that was trash. And I was almost glad it was there because it was remarkable how different a machine can be depending on what state it's in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, just the quality
yeah.
of the lights on it, or just the play field, or if the glass is not super clear or anything. I mean, the one that was like brand new was amazing to play, and the other one was just sad.
Yeah.
So they had the new Stern there, Mustang.
Yeah? How was that?
It was pretty good. There were 3 AC/DC tables there. They will they were all different than the ones we played before. They had a lower playfield on them.
So that's like, I guess, the collector's edition?
I guess, but they were all also different, too. Like, they had different backglass, different colors. The toys had different labels on them. And it was odd how many, like, custom variations there are for this table. So
they're what lower playfield?
yeah.
Like, how did you activate it?
I don't know. I think it's triggered by one of the songs that you pick, because I could get into it and Harlow couldn't.
Okay.
So, and I'm not even really sure what I was doing down there. It was just like, you're in the lower playfield, hit the buttons. So,
and it isn't like Black Hole where it's reversed.
oh no,
Okay,
no, it was just odd. So,
movie talk.
talk of movies. But yeah, Waterworld. Don't play that table.
Okay.
Waterworld?
Yeah.
Apparently Waterworld's not good. I said we need more water in this world, and Chuck said no. Waterworld's not good.
Nah.
Oh, yeah, it's not a very good too.
Meh.
Nah.
But yeah, I bet F-14 Tomcat with the speed of that one too. That's
Yeah.
a fast-ass table.
Yeah, it was really good.
And roller games.
Yep.
So is that our new
Bop,
one of us is
bop,
purchasing a roller games?
games.
That that would have been the table we had a tournament on.
Really?
It was that kind of like, hey, this is fun and it sounds good and it's got something that we're going to say over and over again forever because it's funny and
Stop.
Lion Man.
yep.
Lion Man.
And for some reason, a Stargate table that was cranked to fucking 14.
Oh, holy God.
It was beyond 11.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know
So
why it
was the
broken
number
on that
about the same as Game Warp or more?
I would say it was bigger than Game Warp.
one. Yeah, probably overall, especially, I mean,
There was more pinball machines and less arcade machines.
yeah,
Okay.
If you came to this thing to play arcade machines, fuck, you were
Yeah.
disappointed.
probably.
Man.
There were maybe 20.
But then they had like little side rooms too, which kind of made it seem cooler and larger.
Yeah.
So, are they doing it next year? Did there seem to be a good turnout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I need to start talking to my wife now
Go ahead and
about next
sort
year.
of reserve that few weeks
Also,
Yeah.
just go ahead and start working on Dragon Con now.
for next year.
Yeah, for next year.
because fuck, you're not getting in this year. So, all right. I got 3 quick movies
I got one.
from last week.
So you watch shorts?
No, I watched them 2 weeks ago and
Oh.
wasn't here last week to discuss them.
Okay.
Right.
Since you edit the show and I can't recall, did Chuck talk about pushing 10 on the show or
A
in the
long
live
time
show?
ago.
Not a long time
I
ago,
am
like maybe
almost
a few
certain
months.
it was during the break.
Really?
I
That's
don't.
what I thought too, but I can't remember.
I just remember that coming up at some point in time. But
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll just mention it and say I can't remember if Chuck talked about this on the show or not. But
I mean, I know we were all sitting here discussing it, but
Yeah.
I think it might have been like one of these conversations. Like, I don't have much to say about pushing 10, this and this and this. So,
this and things and stuff.
right.
correct. And we're pretty sure, like the Chuck from the Future voicemail has been played already.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we've done one. I thought there was a follow up. This was another one.
That I don't know.
Well, here, I'll just play it now and we'll find out.
Well, that'll be fun.
Chuck, it's me. You. From the future. I know that's me. I mean you. I put there. But I was...
Okay, that's new.
Okay, so it is new.
Okay.
All right.
Part 2.
All right. And then it is a new one.
Chuck to the Future, Part 2.
I stand corrected.
Sit down.
God, so many.
Second half.
Space noise. This is the part of the show where we make space noises.
You ready for my space noise?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
So did we ever post the fan art on anything?
The fart.
No.
Okay. We'll have to put it on the
No.
Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
It's
I almost asked you
We
about
can put it
that.
up on the live stream.
I could. I will do that.
Put it up on the live stream. So
pretty amazing fan.
Let
art.
me find it.
that
No. I have to.
so that
No, it's in the email.
So that
Yeah, I know.
Came
I
in
just
on June
see-
12th.
I know. I have to log
Our
into
fart.
that email because I'm in my other
Because
account.
Jody apparently called Jody a guy, and Jody
Yeah.
is a woman.
That's why I almost questioned you on that when you said it. But then I was like, well, maybe he knows. He knows these things.
Okay.
What, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you.
No, I almost said.
I've known
like,
half, like all the Jodys I've known in my life, half right down the line, half are men, half are women.
Oh, well, I just
And do you correctly predict them every time?
Your definitiveness on it was where
70-30 for me.
Said, are you sure?
Men to women, Jody's.
Really?
Yeah.
I have no ratio that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I haven't done any studies on this. I'm afraid.
I didn't go back and look through my yearbook.
Why not?
I don't know.
You should.
Yeah, I probably should. They're in storage. I don't know. Bad memories.
Fun art.
Fun art?
Fun art. The fun art has been downloaded.
Okay.
I want to add it to our streamy of liveness.
Mm.
I know.
Mm.
Yeah. Fun art. Oh my god, we're so big.
Yeah.
Make us slightly smaller. There we go.
Are you taking a selfie right now?
No, I'm taking a picture of all these cameras.
All right, let's do more
Am I
podcasts.
hearing
Okay.
staticky?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Somebody's phone.
Probably somebody's phone. Turn off my cellular.
Man,
Fucking phones.
shut down your space
Phones.
phone.
Your
not
space
the
phone
space
is interfering with
Cellular
space.
data.
Nope.
All right. If it was me. Yeah. It's off.
Shut it off.
Shut them all down.
Shut them all
The
down.
only way to
All
be
the
sure.
garbage smashes.
Can't.
Shut
There
up.
it is.
Look at that. It actually works right now where we are.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's almost like it was planned.
Sweet.
Pretty good. All right. Second half.
So there you go. Everyone on the live stream, that's Jody's fan art, which we will be posting other places.
Yeah.
And hopefully putting on a
We're going to have to put that on t-shirt.
a shirt of tea.
That's fucking amazing.
Fucking amazing.
Fucking
Amazing. We could sell it on amazing.
Fucking great.
Sure.
All right. Let's clap. Let's
All right.
clap.
Someone clap.
F-U-G-G-I-N, great.
Anyone with hands? All right, welcome back.
Hey,
Hey!
BMFcast, second half.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Hey.
So let's talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, correction from last week's
Mhm.
second half.
Yeah.
Our fan Jody, who had left us awesome fan art, which if you check the live stream, you'll see it. It's
Mhm.
displayed right there. Is actually female, and I called her a man. So I'm sorry, Jody. You're not a man. You're a very womanly woman. So
Yes.
my apologies for that.
Sincerely, we
I
apologize.
said I've known half as many Jodys that are men as women, so
Mhm.
I just don't know anymore. It's like Pats.
Pats.
Actually, I think I've only known one male Pat. The rest have been female Pats.
Mm.
So
Was it a TSA checkpoint?
Get that male pat.
That was almost a joke.
We're workshopping a little bit. We'll get there. It's going to be good.
As my relevant jokes from 2003.
Yeah. Once we get to open mic night, it's going to be great.
I know.
Yeah. Good job, scene
you're
field.
gonna polish that turd till it shines, aren't you? So yeah,
Yeah.
you guys watch any movies?
Yeah.
Nope.
I did. A couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because I wasn't
Missed
here
last
last week. But by the way,
Oh,
as
yes,
an
another
addendum,
public service announcement.
as an official addendum to last week's episode, because I was here for the movie, I just want to state publicly that Step Up 3D gets 4 jocks.
All right.
So
that is an acceptable
I just
rating.
want, I
for
want
Step Up
that.
3D.
I want that on the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you think of the 3D, Chuck?
It was dumb fun.
Yeah.
It was shot specifically for 3D, and therefore I'm all in on that. I don't like the post conversion stuff. I
No,
can't
that's
stand
Step Up
that.
5.
All in. Very good. Nice. Good step up joke.
5 tap.
Sure.
I like that we're well versed in the universe of Step Up. I just don't want to see 3D for movies that I really want to see. You know, like I don't need that gimmick for me to enjoy the movie. But for Step Up 3D, yeah, fucking go all balls out with your 3D. I don't care. Do your weird hand movement shit, and
Yeah.
I'm all for it. And make
And the head-
Slurpees dance, and I don't care all that stuff. So
The head twist thing.
yeah.
That was good stuff.
But I saw some movies, most of which we've talked about. So it's almost me saying, yeah, that person was right. So like I watched Machete Kills. I'm with you, BJ, on that. It's just like, all right, I get it. You know, it's you're trying real hard to make a shitty movie, but the thing that's best about shitty B movies is that the people in them are trying to make the best movie they can. and they just have a really shitty budget, and so it kind of looks cheap, but they're trying to make it look like something else. I swear to God, the finale of Machete Kills takes place in a convention center where they just threw up a blue curtain. And it's like, you're not even trying. It's like you waited for Comic-Con to clear out, and then you just threw up a banner and filmed your movie there. It feels like they were just like running into industrial parks when they would close down and filming in the parking lot for a minute and then running away. It was like, I just felt bad. And I feel bad for Danny Trejo because he's 70 years old and he doesn't really give a shit anymore about anything he's doing. He's not as gung-ho as he has been in like the 5-minute roles that he has in other movies. So it's sad. It's just like he's not giving me what I would think he should be giving me because he's 100 years old and really doesn't seem to care anymore. So yeah, I mean, I liked it. There's some people in it who are just fully committed to what they're doing. But I don't know if Robert Rodriguez still has it, still has that drive to make a good movie. He's almost like, before he was making good movies because he was starving and wanted to make money. And I think now that he has money, he's maybe not pushing as hard as he can to really do something spectacular.
I think he's at a point where he's not willing to use a budget, and it shows. Like, he's just like, well, we'll just do the green screen thing. And it's like, because it's easier.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't work as well. Like, it just doesn't work anymore.
And I mean, like, so much of the violence is CG. Like, just gunshots are CG. And it's so cheap. It's not even done well. It's just top to bottom disappointing.
Yeah, I don't know with him. It just feels like he's just making something to make something.
Yeah.
Kind of like we're talking about. Bruce Willis is always working just because he's like, because I need something to do.
Boat money.
That's what it feels like Robert Rodriguez is doing.
Yeah.
On the opposite, where there's no passion behind any of it.
Yeah. And I mean, the concept behind these movies is great, but the execution of them is just, they're kind of going through the motions.
Yeah.
So.
Bummer.
Yeah. It kind of was. I mean, I did like it. I like parts of it, but it should be a home run, and it's not. I watched all the Jack Ryan movies so that I could be well prepared for Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, which of course reboots the whole damn thing and has nothing to do with anything. That movie's all right. The origin story part is better than the actual plot stuff. The actual plot stuff is kind of hokey and dumb and doesn't make a lot of sense. It just sort of basically becomes someone's going to blow up New York again.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So, but Kenneth Branagh is really committed to doing his Russian accent, and I appreciate that. I mean, he's not the well-versed English-speaking Russian. He's like struggling with words at times, and I think that's fun.
Yeah.
He has a good time, I think, in that. Chris Pine is better than Ben Affleck in that role.
Okay.
But not as good as anybody else. So.
Okay.
But it's all right. I mean, it's worth a watch.
Did the other ones hold up?
Yeah, they're all various degrees of good. Hunt for Red October is still amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patriot Games is all right. It's just a standard revenge movie. Clear and Present Danger is still pretty good in terms of espionage, twisty CIA stuff. Sum of All Fears is just not a great movie, but it has the balls to set off a nuke.
In Baltimore,
In
right?
Baltimore, yeah. Which they all just immediately start driving around and hanging out in the middle of, which is kind of weird.
I remember that in the theater going, no.
Yeah. It's like one lady in the background says, oh, the fallout's over there, don't worry. It's like, okay. Wind is always just pushing one direction, never swirling or anything.
Buy that.
So, and then I corrected a mistake that I had made for a long time by having not seen Bad Boys 2.
What?
Well,
okay,
I hadn't.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, I hadn't seen Bad Boys.
Oh.
Which I watched and was like, this is dumb. Not in a good way. This is just contrived bullshit.
Bay had not figured out his style yet.
No, and there were production
For
troubles
better or
with that
worse.
movie too, and no one knew, I mean, hell, Martin Lawrence is billed above Will Smith in that movie. That's the era that movie was filmed in. Bad Boys 2, holy God. I'm watching this movie like at 1 a.m, and there are action sequences happening to where I have both hands covering my mouth because I am laughing and in shock of what is happening.
Yeah.
to the point like where I was traveling over the weekend, and every time I got behind one of those car transport things,
Yup.
was freaking the fuck out. Like that has changed my perspective on driving on highways, because all I could see is someone going, well, time to let these cars go, and just destroying everything. And then at the end of that movie, they invade Cuba.
Yup.
The end of that movie, like I was talking to someone about it on Twitter. It has a logical ending. They like solve the case. They get the bad guy, and then the animated GIF thing happens, and it's like
Shit just gets real.
yep. And then it's like, well, other people in the scene are like, you guys look like you're about to do something crazy. We're in, and then they're like, let's go invade Cuba. It's like, what the hell? And then they blow up a mansion.
Yep.
And drive through a favela.
Yeah. That movie is amazing.
What amazes me about that movie, aside from all the obvious stuff, is that Will Smith did everything that's in that script.
Yeah.
Because that is not Will Smith's MO
No,
to
and
do that sort of shit.
no, and you and I talked about it a little bit, but I was very impressed by the things he was doing, because he has some very weird issues about what he will and will not do on camera. So there were scenes in the movie where I was it was like, oh, he's learned that you can be an actor and do things that don't reflect on you as a person necessarily,
Yeah.
and still be able to come out of the end of the movie okay. Like, you can do a haha gay misunderstanding scene, and no one's going to think Will Smith is gay.
Yeah.
Because he's had this long running thing of like he wasn't going to kiss Anthony Michael Hall in that movie, the early thing that he
6
did.
Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, and there was a thing at the end of the original Bad Boys where the whole movie Martin Lawrence is telling him, "I love you, man. I love you, man." And like through that whole production, the movie was supposed to end with Will Smith saying, "I love you too," and he flat out refused to do it. Like, Michael Bay almost had to beat him into saying it.
Yeah.
Just because he's weird. So, yeah, he does stuff in that movie that was impressive. But holy crap, the things that happened in that movie. And I was all in on that movie when they were at the KKK rally. And just coming up out of these robes, just guns blazing in slow motion. I was like, yep, and I don't care what else happens in this movie. The movie's fantastic. So
Still not on Blu-ray.
No, that's totally weird. That's totally weird to me. I don't get it. I watched it.
Will Smith is blocking that.
I don't know. Maybe he saw it and was like, "Oh, did I do those things? That's crazy."
Shit.
But it's in HD on a bunch of networks. That's how I watched it. So, but wow, if you have not seen Bad Boys 2, seriously,
I need to watch those movies again.
changes your life.
Even
Don't
Bad
watch.
Boys 1.
Don't even watch the first one.
Yes, do. He's wrong.
First one's bullshit.
First one's fine. Second one's better, but the first one's fine.
The first one's so frustrating with the contrived situation they're in of we have to pretend that we're the other person.
Yeah, whatever. It's fun.
That's one way to argue it.
Yeah.
But is that like... That's got to be among the clearest cases of sequels better than the original.
Oh, absolutely. Hands down. Like, there's
There's
comparison.
like Empire Strikes Back, but even then that has argument from people.
Sure, because
Which
it's
is-
Star Wars.
Which is stupid, but...
Yeah. I think the original Bad Boys is average at best.
Yeah. Okay.
And in retrospect, it's a little embarrassing because it's like mid-90s slang that's way just out of date and sounds hokey, and so, but man, the second one, holy God. It's like 2.5 hours long, too. It is the longest, craziest action movie I think I've seen in a long time.
That's my main issue with Michael Bay movies. I don't care about his quick cut editing. Like, I've gotten used to that. They're all like 2.5 damn hours.
Yeah.
And they don't need to be.
No. Well, I mean, movies like The Island don't need to be.
Yeah.
Movies like Bad Boys 2 could have gone on another 2.5 hours. So,
But yeah, that's like
It's an
the...
epic miniseries. Bad Boys.
yeah.
But that's like all the Transformers ones. They're all over 2 hours, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, they're super long.
And you're just by the end, like that third one, I don't even remember anything that happened in it, but I just remember being beat into submission by the end of it, just being like, you can just end. You can just end.
Yeah. Third act is just, let's go to Chicago. And then it's destroy all the things in Chicago. Don't know why or how.
Yeah, that's like I'll eventually see the new one because I want to see Mark Wahlberg say, "Hey guys, I think we just found a Transformer."
What?
I can't wait for that. Aside from that, I know I will watch it and remember nothing from it, just like the previous three.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Robots.
It will have some
robots.
robots.
yeah, and I won't be able to tell which ones are which.
Yeah.
And fuck that noise.
You'll
So
be
anyway.
able to know Grimlock. He's a dinosaur.
Yes, he is.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. So, those were my movies.
Okay.
I saw a movie, and I can't remember if we discussed it off the air or on the live stream or on the show, but got back from some plane flights. My wife said, "You've never seen Pushing 10?" And I said, "No, I've never seen Pushing 10." And she apparently owns the DVD of it, which is a non-anamorphic DVD, is
Yeah.
how old it is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we watched Pushing 10, which that movie has a really good cast, full of people acting like complete assholes to one another throughout.
If there's like we're gonna put that on your tombstone. Just that complaint from you for 90% of what you watch is.
I know, but oh my god, they were just like so aggressively shitty to everyone, and it was that whole '90s thing of like, well, they're extreme, they're like the cowboys of the ground, you know? They're gonna,
They
I
push
think
10.
Cowboys were the Cowboys of the
I
ground.
know.
too.
Yeah. They push 10. They know what they're doing.
yeah, but they just like John Cusack in that movie. I don't like John Cusack anyway,
Yeah.
and so and I looked
what?
over to her at one
What?
point, and I was
What's
just like,
happening here?
John Cusack, he's kind of a dick.
I looked over at her at one point, and I said, if this is the movie that's supposed to turn me around on John Cusack, you're way off.
Nah.
But
I don't even know.
He's
what's
just
happening
like-
anymore.
He's the villain of
he
that
is-
movie.
yeah.
Despite how that movie wraps up, he is the villain of that movie.
He is probably one of the most narcissistic characters I've ever seen on screen.
Mm-hmm.
And I can commend him for being so committed to it. Or maybe he just is a narcissistic asshole in general anyway. But holy like I was getting actively angry watching that movie. Because I think you've said it before, like Billy Bob does nothing to him in that movie.
Nothing.
Nothing except being better at his job.
Yeah.
And he just cannot handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's not like he rubs John Cusack's face in it. He just does his
No.
job well.
yeah.
And John Cusack cannot handle that and
Yeah.
goes off the rails.
Yeah. So I mean, it's certainly not bad, but I think it loses its way in the second act. I mean, Angelina Jolie actually perks that movie up, but then they use her, and like the most random, pointless nudity I think I've ever seen in a movie.
I know, really.
It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Totally random, totally pointless, but
Yep.
I'll
Still, it's
take
there.
it.
Sure.
Yeah. But the end of that movie, like, kind of redeems things somewhat, but I almost wish that it had been strictly like a workplace dark comedy.
Yeah.
And they had never left the building. They had never gone and gotten into their private lives and, air traffic controllers, they're super stressed, they're all alcoholic, they all get divorced multiple times and remarried. I don't care about any of that. Like, I was having more fun when they were at work, and it was actually kind of like an interesting job that you don't get to see and what they do.
Yeah.
That stuff's great.
Yeah.
And I think I was kind of hoping that would be the entire movie, but
Yeah, they,
You know.
they go outside.
yeah, they get into all the other stuff. So
Yeah.
that's just it's a weird movie.
It's out of place for the time. It's out of place for any time you watch it. There's really not a lot of movies like it. I mean, I understand your complaints, like about the characters and the tone and everything, but you just think about movies that came out around that time, and even movies that come out now. It's structured so oddly, especially the way the character roles are reversed. How the movie and the advertising and everything about it is telling you who the good guys are, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're absolutely not.
Well, it just makes them all seem like really horrible people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Billy Bob is just, God, the mind games he plays with him just to fuck with him later on are so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you realize he got him to basically destroy his life
Yes.
So-
yeah.
just by psyching him out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's a weird ass movie.
Yeah.
So, you guys got anything else?
I saw a movie.
Yeah.
I saw a movie about villains. Kind of like the people in this room that don't like John Cusack. But
Hey.
Do you want me to like bob my head around and kind of get all jittery and bob my head around?
No,
Maybe
just-
talk some nervous and just keep talking and
I don't know. Just like things
know.
that are anything. But
okay.
so I watched a documentary called Necessary Evil.
Mm-hmm.
It's the supervillains of DC Comics. I had no idea this was a thing that existed. We recently took a trip to the ATL, Chuck and I.
Oh yeah.
And we went to a Fry's, of which we do not have locally. So,
No.
and all of their various and assorted weird DVD selections that they have.
Yeah.
So I just saw this and was like, hey, I like comic books. I'll watch this. Mm-hmm. It's on Blu-ray for cheap. It's an all right documentary. I mean, it's nothing to write home about as far as documentaries go. I found some of the subject material very interesting when they brought in certain people that actually went into the psychological aspects of, for every villain and hero there has to be the counterpart, things like that,
Right.
almost like the Joseph Campbell type things that they got into. That was interesting, but like a lot of it was produced and they brought in certain people that made it feel like a DVD extra of little to no consequence. I mean, just strange. Like some people, they would just have show up and it was like, you added absolutely nothing to the conversation here. And there was like almost just a little bit too much of that. It was like, I was a character that did a voice for this cartoon, blah, blah, blah. I'm an actor. Like I have nothing to add to this. Just I voiced a DC villain once.
Do you think it was one of those cases of they got as many interviews as they could and then said, shit, we got to use these?
Probably, or even to the point of like, I mean, but then they had certain people show up more than once. Like, they just really didn't need to. I mean, like, not all the actors were terrible. Like, they had Clancy Brown, who's an actor, and he's voiced Lex Luthor, I think, several times in the voice acting type thing. And what he said wasn't bad. I mean, and it was funny because like they had an actor. I don't think they didn't credit him with having done anything to do with DC Comics. It's just like they happened to talk to this guy, and he said something kind of smart, and it was like, why you? Where did they pick you out of the lineup?
Do you think they were just grabbing people off like the Comic-Con floor? And
possibly. They even interviewed CM Punk once. No fucking reason whatsoever.
He's a comics guy.
I guess because what he said was actually fairly poignant. And I was like, okay, but I don't know. It was worth a watch. I mean, I now own it, so I might watch it again one day. But yeah, it was like they felt like they needed to make a 90-minute documentary, and it probably should have been more like an hour long. Even though it wouldn't really qualify as a movie, but yeah. Too much of it was stretched out and felt like kind of bullshit DVD extras where they don't have any substance. It's just like, hey, I guess we need content to put on a disc.
Well, maybe it was being produced as an extra, and then they were like, well, we've got 30 minutes of deleted scenes. We could just make it a thing.
Yeah.
Comic book fans will buy it, right?
Yeah. So, well, they got me. So
Okay.
it happened. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're even remotely interested in the subject matter, it's not a bad watch. I thought it was interesting that they did a whole documentary about the villains of all people, but I mean, they do have a extensive rogues gallery in the DC universe.
Is it it's licensed?
It's made by Warner
Okay.
Brothers. I mean, so
I don't know if it was something like,
oh yeah, no, they've got like every
Okay.
DC creator and everything
Gotcha.
stepping up and talking about stuff.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool.
It's all right, yeah.
Okay.
It's all right.
All right.
It's okay.
It was worth $6 or whatever it was for a Blu-ray.
Yeah. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So you guys want to hear some emails, some voicemails?
Sure.
Listener
we do.
correspondence?
Yes, we do. That's my favorite.
It's my favorite, too. I like it much better when everyone else is talking. I like it better than when I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm reading an email.
Well,
and I like that
then
you-
you're talking anyway. So. Sort of my
Hey,
least
man.
favorite part of the show.
As long as they're not my words. If they're
Well-
other people's words, they're much better.
It doesn't matter as long as they're coming out of your mouth.
Give me this. Just give me this, please.
No.
Give it to him. Can't you give it? Okay. All right, first one up is from Dylan.
Hate you like you hate John Cusack.
Man, you really hate me then. Damn.
Oh, man.
All right, first one is from Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
Who's got another movie recommendation. He said, Dear BMFcast, Dylan back again, and oh God, oh man, oh God, oh man, oh God, oh man, oh God, oh man. I just realized you guys haven't seen 1987's Tough Guys Don't Dance. I dare you guys to watch it. Actually, I dare you guys to watch it and try to make sense of it all. I watched it and I'm still not sure if my head's screwed on right. I know action movies are more up your alley, but trust me, this crime drama is worth a look. Seriously, guys, watch it. No, seriously, watch it. Well, what are you waiting for? Get your fine asses off your pillows and watch it. Best wishes, and thanks again, Dylan Bowman. P.S. If you get a chance, check out my YouTube channel, Dylan Bowman 11.
Wait, we sit on pillows?
I guess.
Get your fine asses off pillows?
I wish you could see the chair I'm sitting in right now.
Yeah.
Well, you can kind of see it on live stream, but there's no padding on this chair.
I'd like him to
This
see
is
the
like
chair
a-
I sat on for like the first year, which is just like
Oh, yeah.
a fold-out child's chair.
One of those damn beach chair things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
I always thought that movie was a straight-up drama. That's why I've never paid any damn attention to it.
Hey, man.
I also feel like it's a Norman Mailer movie or something like that, and it's like, why would that even remotely cross my path?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm lost. I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
It's got Ryan O'Neal and Roosevelt Isley.
Yeah.
Or the other way around.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Isabella Rossellini.
Rossellini.
And Wings Hauser.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, okay.
It's got Wings Hauser.
I'm back in.
Yes, I knew you would be.
Okay, I'll check that out. Is Cole Hauser in it also?
Cole Hauser and Wings Hauser?
Yeah.
That is Norman
Are they
Mailer.
related?
Cole's his son.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was not aware.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get Cole Hauser chewing on some words.
Let me out of the cock hole.
All right. Next one up's from Jared. It's
Can
titled
only be
Copy and
Jared.
Paste. It says, hey guys,
Hey.
Jared here. Question. What is the difference between homage and straight jacking that movie's shit, yo, as Chuck would put it? I've thought about this long and I just couldn't find that difference. Is it being reminded of a scene, then being beat over the head about it? Is it how good a movie is? Does it simply come down to personal taste? What's the dealio with that shiznit, as Chuck would say? Keep strong. You should be proud. Jared, sent from my 4th generation sonic screwdriver. So, difference between homage and just straight up copy pasting.
Well, let's ask Chuck first, since he
Sure,
apparently
since
would
I-
put it all these different
I know
ways.
about all
Jacking
this
movie shit.
shiznit. There's a pretty easy answer for that, and it's like, look at the early Zucker Brothers movies like Airplane and stuff like that, and then look at the shitty Date movie and all that bullshit that came later. Whereas, like, they'll do a parody of something in Airplane, but it's not just, we're recreating the scene from a thing you know. It has some context to it.
Yeah.
To where those other movies are just like, now look, we're doing this. Now our characters are dressed like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's a scene in Spy Hard, which is terrible, one of the terrible later Leslie Nielsen movies, where they just do a dance sequence and all of a sudden they're Pulp Fictioning. Just cut to them in Pulp Fiction outfits doing Pulp Fiction dances. And that's the joke. There's no contextual reference for
Yeah.
it. That's straight up Jack and Yo, or whatever the hell apparently I'm Aaron Paul now. I'm the Aaron
Use
Paul.
your words.
So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a good example, I think, of the difference between the two.
Well, I mean, does it also have something to do with people's familiarity with this the thing that's being referenced? I mean, like, what, probably 2% of people that watch The Untouchables know the Odessa Steps thing?
Yeah,
I mean,
it could be. Although that is kind of straight up lifted. I mean,
I know. I'm just saying. Like, I mean, does it
think-
suddenly become a brilliant homage if you take from something that people are not aware
The
of?
difference is how you make it your own.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because there are people who are so anti-Tarantino that
Yeah.
are just like, he's stolen everything.
right.
And yes, he has, but he's used it in a different way.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
That was going to be my other example, is that he does lift certain concepts and ideas and shots from other things, but it's not, he doesn't just recreate them. It's not just like, you've never seen this, so I'm going to do it. It's, that would fit well within the context of what I'm doing here. And it's cool. So check it out. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, so.
Yeah, that's the way I see it, is as long as it's got your own spin on it, that means...
Yeah. Level of talent
It's worth
by
doing.
the person doing it.
That helps.
So,
Well, yeah, and there's also how well known is it? Kind of like you're saying, like, if you straight up are lifting something that no one else is going to have any reference to, then, because I think like in the second episode we ever did for Ricky O, there was the X-ray punch thing that was lifted straight from a different movie, but we hadn't seen that movie, so we didn't even realize it.
Right.
You know, so we're like giving them credit for this awesome thing when it's like,
Yeah.
no, actually that was somebody else's entirely, but thanks for playing. You know.
yeah. Thanks, Jared.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we certainly know some movies, but I think you'd almost have to ask somebody who has a really broad film knowledge about that. Because, I mean, you know, we can pick out a lot of references to a lot of things, but when you get into certain kinds of... I mean, like something like Ricky O, like knowing the source material for that.
Yeah.
There's a level. I mean, most people kind of pick a genre movie that they know a lot about. We can't know everything. Right? So we will miss references, I'm sure.
Always do.
Yep.
All right.
Do you want the voicemail? I didn't know how many more
You wanna
we
save
had.
that for last?
Yeah, or break it up. Yeah, we can do it last.
Yeah.
Do we?
We do. All right, next one up is from Freddie Flapjacks, who he had recommended.
Oh, you weren't
I
here,
believe-
for Teddy Pancakes last week.
Yeah,
No, I guess I missed this.
Okay.
yeah. He had recommended a movie we'd already seen last week, so he said.
So he
Greetings.
changed his name.
No. He said, greetings, I was going to recommend that you watch Hobo with a Shotgun, but apparently you've already talked about that one. And we have multiple times. So I'm going to recommend Lord of the G-Strings.
Nope.
I think 3 of you would give it at least a jocks each, while the 4th would give it 2 bags. It's an obvious parody starring Misty Monday, a throbbit named Dildo Saggins. Dildo has been entrusted to destroy an enchanted G-string that has untold powers. One reason to watch this shitty movie is for the amount of tits on the screen. A second reason to watch is for a fuck ton of puns. No, I haven't talked to Scott II about this. A final reason to watch is for when Dildo is debating the wizard Smirnoff about going on the mission where she says, "I don't know Smirnoff. I'm not noble or pure. I've cheated on my SATs. I've stuck up liquor stores. I piss in the shower." Freddie Flapjacks. Except for my iPad 2 with a crack screen.
I'm going to go ahead and go on record. If you
Is that a straight up porn or what?
no,
It's-
no. If it has, if you see Misty Monday, it's off the table.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
It is shot on video of Z grade bullshit.
This came up during Dinosaur Month or whatever.
Yeah,
the
okay.
first triple.
Yeah,
Rex.
one of those we were going to do, and I was like, no.
Vaguely remember
we-
coming across this on Skinamax or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, it's like a guy standing in front of a curtain.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
No.
Yeah.
It's
bad.
It's literally Z grade softcore bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean,
The ladies are attractive.
yeah.
But it's, do you really want to be 4 dudes hanging out in a room
Yeah.
watching this? No.
No.
Misty Monday is a lovely girl,
Sure.
but I don't want to watch any of the movies she's in. Generally speaking, I have not ever seen her in anything that didn't look like it was shot on the world's cheapest home video camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
With no white balancing or anything.
Oh, sorry, Freddie.
Yeah,
Yeah. Keep trying, though, Freddie.
I think I mostly sat through, I think, one of her movies, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's most I could do.
Hey, we watched most of that, or good chunks of that dinosaur movie,
Yeah.
which were embarrassing.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What else?
All right. You want to do the voicemail?
Oh, sure.
And then I got one more after that.
Okay.
Chuck, it's me. You. From the future. I know I left me. I mean you. On a cliffhanger. But I was kind of Stallone. I was busy trying to avoid death via Matthew McConaughey. Hey. We were able to go back in time and stop the assassination. Turns out the killer wasn't the Bees after all. It was the evil twin brother, Count Lingus. He looks just like the Bees, but with evil eyebrows. Chuck. Wait, I'm sorry. In the year 2020, the appropriate way to say this would be, yo, Chuck. That's not good working with Count Lingus. So, Arlo and Mackie double-teamed Count Lingus like real men. Not gonna lie, the situation got wet. Raw blood. The beach. He watched the whole time. It was weird. Anyways, the good news is, we licked Count Lingus for good and stopped the assassination. And the drones are all gone, but the bad news is, they've been replaced by something worse. When I have more time, I'll call back to report. Hold on, Jesus, have Christ. I turn my back for 1 second. Hey, future Harlow. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You clearly have no pretense of cool. Stay the fuck away from my future meatball sub. I paid for it. But you didn't pay for it. Oh, yeah? I don't give a shit if you have no quarters. Well, same with you, pal. You can't believe how addicted about Red stuff my spy tech. Remember when that was a thing?
I feel like we're sitting in on Ian having an episode. Like before he hasn't seen his therapist in like 6 days, and the appointment's tomorrow, and he just he's losing it and
Yeah.
Maybe we are his therapist.
He's kind of like that Quantum Leap episode where he started jumping into all of the people he jumped into before and got thrown in an asylum.
That sounds like me in the future. Meatball sub.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would totally take my meatballs.
I would.
In the future.
Yeah.
I like that we're still hanging out in the future. That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Sure.
Although the future's 2020, it's not that far away. Although it sounds like
shit.
It sounds like shit gets real.
Oh, it does.
it's gonna be a busy 6 years.
Count Lingus.
So nothing to add? Anybody? No? All right.
I haven't experienced
What is there
it yet.
that we can say?
Yeah, we
about
have to wait until we
our
get
own
there.
Futures.
Oh, yeah, like episode 1322.
Yeah.
We'll address that.
Yes.
It's a good idea.
Put the show in the time capsule. Dig it up in 2020.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be worth something.
So before I read the last email,
All right.
question for you guys:
Okay.
Predator reboot.
Yeah.
Shane Black
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Yep,
Come again?
Shane Black.
they're making a Predator reboot, and Shane Black will be directing it.
In?
Yeah.
Is it Christmas time with Predator? I hope.
Fucking better be.
But he likes the hot. So is it like Christmas in L.A. Predator? Like Predator 2 and Predator together is Shane Black?
We don't know much about
All
it
right.
yet. He's not writing it though.
He's doing a treatment for it, and then
Okay.
he's giving it to Fred Decker,
Yeah.
who did Monster Squad and other movies.
Okay.
So
It's interesting how like every other reboot that gets announced, everyone's like, "Fuck you guys, do something new." And this is the first one I've seen where literally nobody has been like, "Well, fuck." Like everybody's like, "Really?"
Does he get to write himself back into it doing jokes?
I know. I'd hope.
well,
But-
this is the first time
Does he get to write himself back into it doing jokes?
I get it.
Yeah.
This is the first time they've announced one of these things where they're giving it to someone who has some kind of track record. It's not like, and they're giving it to this director of Mexican music videos, and it's like, oh, well, that's gonna suck. You know, I mean, it's you never know, and so your only instinct is that, well, that'll probably suck because I have no way to identify with what this person has done. Shane Black has a pedigree.
Yeah.
He was in Predator. We might be okay here. And really, the Predator universe, like I was saying when the RoboCop reboot came out, has done enough damage to itself. It's not like a reboot is going to hurt the original at all. Predator itself did its own damage to that universe. I mean, I know you like Predator 2, but I mean, just the two Versus movies and then that Predators thing, just like, who cares? So, yeah, reboot it. Make it good again.
Predators, my issue with Predators is it was just so average.
Yeah.
Like and that misleading trailer where they show all the lasers show up on him, like, oh my god, there's 1 billion predators, and it's like there's 3 in the entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like Alien versus Predator. There were multiple predators, and then they killed them off within like 5 minutes of them showing up. And it's like, all right, there's one predator running around.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you, movie.
Yeah. And just having one Adrian Brody. I mean, really, come on.
Yeah, that was just a weird bit of
Weird casting for your hero, whatever. And then having bits of dialogue be identical to the original movie is just kind of pandering in the worst way. Because they're such highly specific phrases. It's not like another person would just randomly say it when encountering another predator.
Yeah. It's kind of like improperly doing an homage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh,
Yep.
message.
This
Just
guy.
straight up jacking that shit, you know? was that what you said?
Yes, I think maybe.
In the parlance of our times?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Jacking that shit, yo. The hell did I ever say that?
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't care. So, last one's from Scott II,
Oh, good.
who says, having your marijuana stolen can leave you disjointed. Greetings, Bamfcast.
Indeed it can.
Greetings, Bamftastic 4. A few months back, I reckon... let me rewind that. A few months back, I recommended a movie from 1985 called The New Kids, starring James Spader as psychotic bully at a high school. That same year, he did a similar movie called Tough Turf, where he's the victim of a high school bully. Both are Bamfcast-worthy movies, but now might be a great time to do an episode on Tough Turf with the running dance movie theme going on. While it isn't a dance movie, there are 2 full-length dance numbers with music performances by Jim Carroll and Jack Mack and the Heart Attacks, no less. I think Mackie mentioned he wanted to do this one, by all means, yes, do it. Harlow, it seems like Smoking the Bandit 2 put the brakes on your drive to see more Hal Needham car movies. Give Hooper a try. I think it'll give you what you wanted from the second Bandit movie. I'm keeping this short as a shark bit my foot off, and I'm feeling defeated. I just hope I'm not shunned by the lactose intolerant people after this. Scott second out, sent via carrier pigeon with a rocket pack. Scott just beats me into submission with his puns.
Yes.
Lactose intolerant.
they,
Lactose intolerance.
Yeah, they just wear you down.
Yep. So, New Kids.
Yes.
James Spader.
Yes.
We need a Spader movie. We haven't done a Spader movie, have we? We have not done a single Spader movie.
It's
I don't think so.
mostly hard to do a Spader movie. He usually does, you know.
He's usually pretty smart about what he picks.
Yeah. But yeah, both the New Kids and Tough Turf either one would be.
I know Tough Turf has been one that's been like, that's on the list.
Yeah.
And then we just never get around to it. But
Yeah. It's weird how they're almost the same movie, but in one, James Spader's being menaced, and in the other, James Spader's menacing people. So
Always remember that special episode of BMFcast where we did Crash. We were all just kind of grossed out for 2 hours.
yeah,
Not that Crash. Not the Academy Award winning one. The other one.
the gross one.
The sex and car crashes one.
I know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Never seen it.
All right.
It's gross.
Cronenberg.
It's gross.
I wonder if people will feel uncomfortable during it.
Probably.
Yeah.
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 And we're not doing.
It's got Rosabelle Isolini in it. I believe she's in it.
the lady from the bus.
Oh God!
What?
Let's bring it back to the earlier joke. Not
I know.
that.
I
Jeez.
know.
Wow.
I didn't go into offensive
No.
territory. I just referenced a lady's name. Come on. That's what I do.
All right, racist. Racist is what you do now. Put that on his lower third. Chuck the racist.
Okay.
Maybe future me will come back and put a stop to it. Edit that out of the show.
All right. So is that it for correspondence? I was going to break us out of that.
There actually, I think there is one voicemail that we haven't played before.
Really?
Ooh.
From 508 came in on a while back. A long while back. That's the problem with the voicemail sometimes. Like, it's tough to tell which one's which. And I cannot remember if we've played this one and whether or not we unflagged it.
I don't know. I think we did. No, we played that.
We did?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Then disregard this entire thing and I'm unflagging it.
All right. So is that going to do it for correspondence?
I think so.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
100% yes. We are done with correspondence.
Forever?
Yeah, no more.
No, just
Oh,
today.
just today. Okay.
The mailbag is
Okay.
closed.
You don't tell me what to do with my mailbag.
All right.
Can we tell you to do correspondence info? Or ask you politely?
You can.
Okay. Please, sir, may we have some correspondence info?
Of course. Email us at bmfcast.com. Go to bmfcast.com. Look at the buttons on the right-hand side. Those will lead you to all of our contacty things, the Facebookies, the Tweeties, the YouTubes, you know, all those fancy things that we do.
Yeah.
You can also give us a call on the Garfield phone hotline. You can also give us a call on the Garfield phone hotline, 910-5JOCKS-BMF, 910-556-9263. Give us a call. Keep it short, sweet, or else we'll find your house and murder you.
We will probably not do that.
No, I can guarantee that will not happen.
Well,
100%.
Yep.
are you sure?
Yep.
I say we do it.
I say 75%
I'm
because
in.
I can't. Okay, 50%.
This side of the
Call
table.
now because the assuredness of that not happening is dropping rapidly.
Operators are standing by.
Well, if future me and you are free to eat meatball subs in the future, those two we don't know the whereabouts of.
They're fighting over each other's cornbread.
Okay. Yes.
Sarah, you going to eat your cornbread?
They're serving life.
Goddamn right, it's my cornbread.
Right.
You can't have my cornbread.
All right, let's
Or
get
we're
out of
busy
here.
murdering.
Shall we?
Okay.
Let's get out of here, shall we?
Okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BAMFcast Out. Bitches.
I'm just leaving options. I may cut all that.
Sure.
Threats of murder. Possibly. Just, I don't know.
Might be a good idea. Give yourself an out.
Look, someone listens to our show, they go missing
Yeah.
evidence.
Someone
That's all
might
I'm
say,
saying.
hey, this podcast said that they were going to murder
That's why
them.
every day.
There's lots of there's a very large percentage of people that have not called the Garfield phone hotline.
Yeah.
I don't want to possibly be responsible for any of them that go
we have
missing. Or
kind of open ourselves up to
Yeah.
anyone who has not called the Garfield phone
Yeah.
going missing. We are now the prime suspects.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a
I have
wide
a
net.
thing every day. I have a list of people I hate, and every day I write my name or I write their name on
You write your own
my
name?
my arm.
Yes.
So if I die,
Right.
boom, prime suspect.
Sure.
Good
Sure.
idea. That's clever.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody I do that.
Okay. We're actually over there now.
Well, stop moving
Alright.
it around. Don't tell anybody I do that. My secret's safe with the internet.
I think we're,
It always is.
I think we're done, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Probably.
cool.
So
Sounds about right.
I'm Harlow.
Somebody else.
I'm Mackie,
I'm BJ.
and this is Chuck.
And I'm the Garfield phone. I hate Mondays.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
So hey, thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
Internet.
They're going to shut this down now?
Stay classy.
No, they can't do that. It's the internet, Chuck.
Too late.
It's not what it's for.
Oh, that's true.
No longer classy.
Stay filthy.
I like that a lot.
I
Alright.
am that a lot.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye guys.
No, I'm straight, but thanks for asking.
Hashtag bye guys.
Bye thing.
What?
Do 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 do.
See if I can make you go out of focus.
Are we off?
No.
Are we still
Now
waiting?
we're just doing 3D.
We could do 6D. We've got 4 cameras.
A
60.
D6? Are we going
We could do 6D.
roll for initiative? No.
Warm up the bus.
It's not 3D sound.
Warm up the bus.